All right. So who we got today? We got Charlie. We got Kim. Hello, Charlie. Hello, Kim. Uh oh, she's
Hello, hello.
hard time getting connected, staying connected.
Was that me or y'all?
I think that was you. Oh shit.
Okay, if it keeps kicking me out, I'll go off and just listen.
Okay. Yeah. Just I mean, it doesn't bother me at all. So I just but
Okay.
if it's easier for you, just whatever's easiest for you. Um,
It's
we are
easy for you.
all right.
I had
So
a wife. Everything's an Elvis song.
oh, we were listening to David Cassidy, and I was playing some Cheap Trick and some Sugar
Nice.
Sugar a little bit ago. So Karen and Charlie and Kim. So, all right, guys. So the new discussion after we finished Lisa's book last week, we are going to be doing the Guardian Ad Litem with Blanchard Tual, and so I'm going to start it off with just a little bit of history, just a real quick bullet point type about Blanchard and how he got involved in this, and then we're going to get right into the original um, the suit when it started off. So um, some numbers that you're going to open your eyes up at, and some things just about the whole process. It's just if you liked the Colonel a little, you're going to like him even a little bit less.
Uh-oh.
That's hard to believe.
Is it really? I know it's sad, but she's in the scene.
After all that beautiful stuff we just heard from Luann's interview,
Yeah. Oh yeah. That was yeah, that was rather enlightening.
it was a good show.
It was enlightening about her.
Yeah.
I just shocked at some of the things she said. Just made me drop my jaw.
Hmm.
Um. So okay, who's a douchebag? Oh yeah, Colonel. Who else would it be? All right. So I'm gonna start off with this. I'm gonna stop saying I've noticed I've been saying a lot, and I don't know where I picked it up from, but
Probably me
I gotta
a lot.
I gotta stop that. I do want to do one thing here real quick before we get started because I've been remiss at doing this, and I've been I've been
They did a bad thing.
yeah, that's me. I need to highlight Joe's and Amy's page real quick. I should do this every week when we're on together because um, they've got some they've Amy's got some great videos. Hers is new, and then Joe's got some great the interviews. So you got Amy's right here, Presley Files, and she's you're at 831 now, Amy, getting closer, and then
Yeah, but
I know
she,
it's crazy. I haven't lost. I keep gaining subs. I haven't lost any, which is very weird, right?
I know,
Oh my god! Vile and disgusting.
I, I,
you had somebody help you, so
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, he didn't.
The more he
He
speaks, the more
knows better.
subs
He
you get.
started that when I started the channel. I was like, nah.
Yeah, so that's cool, and you're getting a shitload of views too.
love your banner.
Yeah, I like
Oh,
the minutes.
thank you. I made it myself.
Very nice. You're gonna make me one.
Sure, I'll make you one. Tell me what you want.
So just subscribe if you will. And we're also talking about doing some simulcasting on broadcasting some lives pretty soon where we'll do the lives to both channels. It won't be every time, but it'll be certain times that it might afford a great opportunity to showcase ourselves. I don't even know what to say. I don't want to get into it, but it'll be fun. It'll be fun to be able to do that on both channels and expand the network between all three of us. And then, of course, we got Joe's Elvis Presley's collecting King Elvis interviews and memorabilia. So the interviews that we've heard on our show, damn it, on our shows on Saturdays come from his channel. I didn't get to the M. I only got the. So I need to make sure I make a habit of sharing that with everybody. Uh, And we're up to 31. Who we got? Jamie's in. Cameron's in. Lori. Hello, Lori. Carol. I said Kim Satnin. Hello, Satnin. All right, cool. Well, this is going to be an interesting conversation. Please, I just need to ignore it. Please put your red question marks before any questions because I'm sure something's going to come up here, or even your comments. I really want to make sure we share them, especially with these conversations we have with the books and these topics like this. I want to thank everybody for joining us yesterday. I thought that was a really cool live broadcast that we did because it was so positive. Well, at least started off positive through the discussion of the penalties of leadership. Some great comments, great thoughts about it all. We had good viewership on that, and you guys really rolled in a lot of input. Let's see. So when Elvis Presley died in 1977, this is how Blanchard got involved. Few people realized that Graceland itself was in financial trouble. After the deaths of Vernon Presley in 1979 and Minnie Mae Presley in 1980, Elvis's daughter, Lisa Marie Presley, became the sole heir, but she was still a minor. That meant the probate court had to ensure her interests were protected. So the appointment, Shelby County probate judge Joseph Evans appointed Memphis attorney Blanchard E. Tual as guardian ad litem for Lisa Marie Presley. His job was simple in theory, but monumental in practice. Represent the legal interest of a child whose inheritance included one of the most famous estates in the world. The investigation, as Tual examined the estate, he quickly realized something wasn't right. Instead of merely overseeing Lisa Marie's interests, he launched a comprehensive investigation into Colonel Tom Parker's decades-long management of Elvis's business affairs. And I bet that came a little bit of a surprise to Parker once it got to that point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that there was a little bit of cheek squeezing. His findings were explosive. Tual concluded that Parker's 50% commission was far beyond industry standards and described many of Parker's business arrangements as excessive and unfair to the Presley estate. His investigation ultimately filed hundreds of pages and accused Parker of self-dealing that had cost Elvis millions of dollars.
No. Really?
Shocker, man. That's the shocker of the week. Now we're done. Based largely on Tual's report, I'm on the wrong one. Evans ordered the Presley estate to sue Colonel Parker in 1981. Parker's influence over Elvis's business affairs effectively ended, and the estate was able to reorganize its finances. Those changes laid the foundation for what came next. Graceland opened to the public in 1982. What had once been a financially struggling estate became one of the most successful celebrity homes in the world, attracting hundreds of thousands of visitors each year and preserving Elvis's legacy. Blanchard Tual rarely appears in documentaries or books about Elvis. I searched to see if he'd written a book, and he never had.
Money-wise, how is Graceland doing now, do you think?
Money-wise, I think they're probably pretty doing. I would imagine they're a profitable business.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It'd be kind of cool to kind of get their annual reports. You know. I would like to know.
Yeah.
When you take a look at it and all the improvements they keep doing and all the additions and especially with the price of things going up, they got to be making some. They got to be going. They got to be in the black.
I remember when they said that Graceland was in trouble, and I said to myself, "What?
Yeah.
How the hell could geez, what the frig is going on here?" Oh, well, now we know.
Yeah. Yeah. It shocked me. And Blanchard Tual, I never knew anything about. I never heard anything about him until I got involved with the channel. And that's why I keep telling y'all, I learn at the same time you guys learn a lot of this stuff. And I'm floored. I know Cam's gonna we got a bridal Cam today. Once we get to the spreadsheets, I think it'll be over.
Note, I'm conserving my energy.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. By protecting Litem reasoned inheritance and exposing years of questionable financial management, Tual helped make possible the Graceland millions of fans know today. So that's just kind of a cliff notes of Mr. Tual. And he's still around from what I understand. And
What a name to have. Poor guy.
Blanchard Tual. Oh,
Mr. Tual. Yeah.
yeah, Kim says Cam will be throwing out the F-bombs. Just as long as he doesn't do them one after the other. Just kind of space them out a little bit there.
I'll space them about 30 seconds apart.
Either that or it'll be.
And what he misses, I'll throw in there for him.
Oh, there we go again. All right, so that would be Rick. I'm living your shorts recently. You're living.
I think that's
I thought that said.
Did somebody say I'm living in your shorts?
That's what I just thought she said.
I can't see the comments because I'm on
No,
my
she
phone.
said she meant to say loving my shorts, but
Oh,
it doesn't. It doesn't really.
I'm living
freaking
your shorts.
fantastic.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. It's just the way the way I read. Well, Amy can hear us.
Amy, money-wise,
Yeah, baby.
how is Graceland doing money-wise?
They're doing fine.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, they're doing fine. They have no worries at all.
All right, so I'm going to read this to my left so so you guys can see the whole thing on the screen because I might be able to read it. It's so tiny from. Oh, you know what I can do? I can do.
Where did you get this from? What book?
This I got this all from the lawsuit documents.
You can say.
Oh, I got it from Amy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Amy gave me all the legal documents, and I took it. And why do I keep hearing an echo?
Because I acquired them under another name, so it's fine.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just, I was going through it, and I go, okay, I got to have something break me down, and like I did with the bankruptcy of Miss Pritchett, I ran it through ChatGPT to create spreadsheets for me from everything. So I never asked ChatGPT to create I never asked them to create something that like, hey, build a story around this and tell me, make it. I don't do that. I ask it specifically, like if I handed the documents to an administrative assistant and said, hey, can you take this and organize it for me for narration, put all the spreadsheets in there and all the bullet points. That's all it's doing. So there's nothing changed. Everything is from. There might be a little phrasing that might come out not exactly right, but it's really good because it really helps to make it easy. This thing's only 12 pages long, but we're going to be on some of those pages for quite a while. And when I was going through it, so the Elvis Presley estate audit, the forensic live stream breakdown of Blanchard E. Tual's historic 1980 original Guardian ad litem report into Colonel Tom Parker's overreaching and fiduciary misconduct. So we're going to take a look at the agreements to start off with between Elvis and the Colonel. So August 1955, Parker signs the first agreement as advisor to Bob Neal and Elvis for $2,500 a year with 100 performances at $200 flat. So that was their first agreement. 1956, Elvis turns 21 and signs exclusive lifetime advisor contract with no termination date. Originally, he'd signed a contract and co-signed by his parents because he was under 21 at the time. He did that in November of 55, but once he turned 21, this was the solid contract. Mm-hmm. May 63, exploitation contract splits, souvenir folio earnings 50-50 between Elvis and All Star Shows. Parker's doing business as All Star Shows.
Even back then, it was 50-50?
I can that's for the All-Star show, the merchandise. I think it was
Right.
souvenir and that. Yeah.
Yeah, it became 50-50 a lot sooner than people realize.
Yeah. Do I have the whole page in here? Yeah, I got the whole page in here. January 67, commission on overages and that payments raised to 50% for all-star shows without any new consideration. So that's 67. Why is that not showing the whole page?
So, and this was notably after the head trauma
Right.
and
All right.
booting Larry out and burning the books and pushing up the wedding as well. So there was a lot coming down on Elvis around this time.
Yeah. I know why. This is breaking it down between all this. So this is the discussion of boxcar. So we're going to get into that. Yeah, I never realized there were so many different agreements.
Well, Elvis turns 21 and signs an exclusive lifetime advisor contract with no termination date. So he could never get rid of Parker?
I mean, he could have, but yeah, it was pretty much like, in Little Mermaid when she signs her voice over to Ursula. That's pretty much what I think of when I go through this.
Well, obviously that came straight out of the Colonel.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And, taking advantage of him not having Elvis not having any other advisement.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm shocked.
And as poor as they were, like, they saw it as a way out of, like, this is our chance to not have to worry about getting evicted anymore, or
He had that carrot.
very predatory.
Did he have a lawyer back then?
No.
Well,
Yeah, Parker saw a rabbit. He was dangling that carrot right in front of him.
yeah.
And I don't think that is a negative, Elvis. I look at it as him wanting to get his parents out of the poor, the bad poverty, and I don't think he ever really knew what he was really into. That lifetime, I didn't realize it was a no termination date.
I've never heard of that.
So here's the breakdown of the boxcar corporate equity structure. So, of course, Colonel Tom Parker was chairman of the board. He got 40%. And then initial shares, 200 shares. Initial equity was 40%. And then post-death claims went to 56%. All right. Now take notice, Elvis and the estate, he was the first vice president. Say he only had 75 shares. He had 15% of the equity. And then after death, it was 22, claimed by Parker. Tom Diskin, president. So Tom Diskin was essentially above Elvis in the structure, from what I could see. And he had the same shares as Elvis.
Yeah, that's correct. So let that sink in a little bit.
Yeah.
Same share as Elvis?
Yeah. Now get this. The second vice president had 75 shares and 15%. After post-death, the zero. The next two are zero, or they said no records were found for one. And Fred Beinstock, who was the coordinator of the songwriting, the music for the movies and things like that. Third vice president, he got 15%. So Parker, 40%, almost half of the shares. It was Elvis's name, and he wouldn't have had a dime if it wasn't for Elvis. Makes your blood boil, doesn't it? Let's see what people got to say here real quick.
And we're not even to the worst part.
I know.
Puts himself on the top of the list, and he's got more than double the shares of the guy that's going out and doing all the work.
Yeah. Almost 3 times.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, huh? You want to stop and go get a drink real quick?
I might have to, if there was There
Well,
was a if there was a store open where I could get alcoholic beverages, I think I would need a few of those.
yeah. So the comments are basically one word. Wow, geez, mind blowing, crazy. Yeah, exactly. A little note here: George Parkhill and Tom Disco were directly under Parker's control, giving Parker absolute operational dominance of Boxcar.
Over everybody.
Yeah. Boxcar salaries comparison. Parker,
There we go.
1976,
Hmm.
got $136,056, 76.8% of the box. That was his salary. That's what he was being paid each year. That's his salary.
Over and above what he was earning for the other shit.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And from what I understand, am I right, Amy? Oh, she may have dropped out.
Yeah, that is correct. I'm here. I just have you
Okay.
muted because I'm
Okay. No, that's fine.
organizing somebody's kitchen.
Oh, okay.
But
That's
yeah,
fine.
that's correct. It was over and above the
Yeah.
percentages.
Okay, now let's take a look at Tom Diskin, $46,448 a year. Now this is 76.
Just
Yeah, you know what? We got time. Let me do this real quick.
yeah, I was gonna say do us a cost conversion into today's time so that it makes it a little bit more.
Okay, so Parker's was what? 100. What does it say there? I don't have to. Oh yeah, I got it over here, don't I? He was 136,448 in 1976. Right? Was that right? 1976.
Yes.
And so calculate that he was getting $796,000 a year, basically $797 a year. All right, Tom Diskin, we haven't got it.
And how often was he getting that?
Well, it would have been seven. That's the 76's salary.
Is that his annual salary for the
Yeah,
year?
yeah, from just boxcar, not everything else, just boxcar. 46,488, and Diskin was getting 271,000. Let's scroll down. Who we got next? Oh, Elvis. What did he get? That's a big fat zero.
You'll
What?
see that again.
Do we see any wows? Geez, good grief! It makes you want to tear those bastards' eyes out. Yeah, in 1976, Elvis didn't make a dime off a salary. All he got was his little 15% of the whole thing. In 76, despite Elvis being the sole reason for the siphoned merchandise demand, I love the way they put Parker and Diskin extracted 94.1% of the direct corporate executive salaries, demonstrating egregious and unconscionable overreaching.
Jeez.
So, how many people have lost even? Well, there was never no love. There was no love to be lost with this guy.
Note my silence.
I'm sorry. I need to keep scrolling here. I keep forgetting to scroll since I'm looking over here. So if I'm not scrolling, guys, let me know, okay? Or I'm not getting it high enough up there. So the 1976 merchandise trip. Concealed siphoning merchandising mechanism. On June 1st, 76, Colonel Parker drafted a unilateral directive letter to Tom Diskin establishing a complex royalty pipeline for all concert tour merchandise. Makes me want to go back and not buy that shit. When I went to the concert, so it's all ashes now. It makes me want to go back and not buy anything if I'd known that. Under this system, net merchandise profits were divided 70% to Elvis, 20% to Parker, 10% to Diskin, 50% to remain in Boxcar. By routing the split through Boxcar, which Parker owned 50%, 56% of, Parker's overall split was massively bloated. Parker pocketed his individual 20%, Diskin 10, plus his 56% share of Boxcar's 50%. The resulting layout paid Parker approximately 58% of the net merchandise revenue compared to only 20% for Elvis.
Okay, where's that sound effect?
Now
That's where I
go back and
sound
think
effect.
about the Luann Parker interview we listened to,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and how he loved Elvis and he never took advantage of Elvis, and
Well, who
fucking
did
We're
burn his
only,
eyes out.
we're only 24 minutes into this discussion.
No wonder he was in the predicament he was in. No wonder he had no other choice but to keep working.
Yeah, yeah, you're right, Amy. That thing, what was it? Joe and I were talking about. We said something earlier about it. You know, what do we? She just floored me. That interview just freaking floored me.
I wonder how much she actually believed.
I think she believed all of it, but I think when you guys get into the 7 agreements with RCA, that'll be a while, there's no way she didn't know about those
Yeah.
because she worked for RCA.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You
You
know,
know, there's a good book that goes along with this. It's called, oh, I had it a second ago. Elvis, The Fall and the Rise of the Presley Empire by Sean O'Neill. It goes,
Elvis Inc.
huh? Yeah.
Is it called? Yeah. Well, that tells you in that book that Blanchard Tool's dead and he's not.
And Sean
So
O'Neill's book.
yeah.
Wow.
So my mind kind of shut off. I mean, I read it, but
Right.
and I've had people argue with me on Facebook. They're like, "No, he died in the '80s." I'm like, I literally talked to him. So go ahead and call his law office on Monday. Get back to me, because he's not dead.
Wow.
You know what's interesting about this
Yeah.
too is it just goes to show you about the times we live in. This was all done, settled. What was it? What was it? When was this case over? 81.
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah.
So we didn't have the internet. No one knew outside of that inner circle what the end totals were. None of this because it was never able to be accessed unless you went to the courthouses and got the documents. But how are you going to spread it? Write a book about it? That's the only way you had back then. Now today, and it just makes it. People. And me. How many times have I said on this channel the first 2 or 3 years that I was always on the fence about Parker? That I believed that he was good for him in the beginning and then afterwards. Right now, I don't think he was other than just the Carney part. He definitely wasn't good for Elvis from the sign that very first deal with Bob Neal.
Yeah. I
And
didn't know it went that far back, him screwing him.
yeah, infuriating.
I know with the merchandise he was screwing him over. Sorry, Cam.
Yeah,
No, it's
he
okay.
didn't love that boy at all. He loved the green that came from him.
Well, this is just my opinion, but now I understand why Parker's relationships with women looked a bit sketchy because I think Tom Diskin should have changed his name to Tom Piskin because it's obvious who Parker looked after. Maybe Tom Diskin was the Colonel's butt plug.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I wonder about that relationship, but I don't know much about it. I mean, that's probably a time at a different show. How much was Parker worth when he passed? I don't know.
He fucking deserved every single health issue that fucker died with. It was still a fucking blessing.
You didn't like Colonel, did you? Cam.
Piece of shit. Somebody should have burned him at the stake and watched him burn like a fucking piece of shit that he was. Well, I guess shit burns out too quickly.
Yeah, Barry, that's a good point. Read both Quranic books, which I always swore as the gospel of as Elvis until recently. Read both the books, and he is heralded as the expert. You know what? I keep forgetting I can do this. As the expert on Elvis. The whole time I was reading these books, I felt uncomfortable and slant away from Elvis. I also read his book on the Colonel. And the book on the Colonel, now I agree with everybody else what they said about the book. I kind of had a different viewpoint about that book. I felt that all those letters and all those things, Parker knew what he was doing. He was setting it up.
Mm-hmm.
I just always felt he set it up to make him look good.
Just proves my point. The fucker saw Elvis coming right from the beginning.
And I'm going to do a disclaimer here, guys, real quick.
This is all for entertainment purposes only. Our comments are our opinions only. We make no claims as to fact, and the viewer should make their own opinions. All opinions are welcome on Elvis-A-Z. Thank you for your support.
Hey Helen, Helen and Kathleen, welcome
And
to the.
and just and just for those fuckheads that might be sitting in the back row that have an issue with the way I express myself about certain things, this is a special. If you don't like it, move on down the road.
Hey, is there a way that we can make this picture bigger? Because I can barely read the.
Yeah, I could do it. Actually, because I can shrink this up a little bit like that, and well, I don't know how much bigger I can make it. I'll have to do because it's a landscape size.
Yeah, that's better.
That's better. Yeah.
Okay,
There we go.
let me squeeze the chat into a little bit smaller box. So, yeah, as long as you guys are watching the chat, I try to watch it
Yeah,
too.
I'm following the chat at the same time.
Yeah, there's some good conversations going on, and we got a nice little viewership here too. So thank you
He
everybody for popping in with us because this is a serious subject.
he's so fucking evil, the piece of shit. If he needs to be fucking dug up just to be fucking burned again.
You see, that's why I couldn't believe when I was talking.
Gee.
I couldn't believe when I was talking to Charles Stone how much he cared for him, and the colonel supposedly thought of him as a son. And you hear so many different things from that side to this side, and
You know what that shows to me, Joe? That shows to me that they valued those type of relationships more than they did Elvis.
Mm-hmm.
They valued that somewhat. That they developed. Like I don't know Charles Stone. I've got his book, and so I'm not going to discredit anything what he may have written in the book yet because I haven't had a chance to read it. But um, I just find that so many times people why do they want to protect the colonel? I mean, it's a colonel. It was Elvis that all the way down to Charles Stone. He made his money off of Elvis, and that's not a negative. That's just was his career. But at the end of the day, when Elvis is dead and gone, and Colonel Parker has gone through all this, you still want to support him or look at it or ignore the end result.
Yeah, that's why I said, as much as, and it pains me to even say this out loud, but that's how I see it. Um, no disrespect to Elvis, but the best business decision he made from the colonel's perspective was to die. That's why the colonel showed no emotion because when Elvis died, the colonel went quiet and he thought, oh, well, now my earnings are going to get ramped up even more. So thank you.
Yeah, well, he was working side deals right off the bat, wasn't he?
Yeah. And like I said previously, he must have spoken to RCA way before Elvis passed. Because, like I said, you don't start up those pressing machines with a flick of a switch. They take a couple of hours to start up those pressing machines. And for them to have pushed out all those extra albums so quick to get to the different stores across the country, he must have told RCA at some point, just wait,
yeah.
just keep them going on the back burner because it's not going to be long and we're going to need to push out albums at the speed of light.
Well, I wonder with the colonel's passing, how much he had in his estate.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I've ever read. I don't know if there's anything out there that.
I don't know if we'll ever have a real answer on that,
Yeah,
the truth, because people are so protective of him,
yeah.
which is really unfortunate at the expense of Elvis.
I just yeah.
And
It's
I think that was a big part of why, I've always said the most true intervention for Elvis would have been the Colonel to set everybody down and stop touring and say, I'm not, the band's not going to work with you. The suites are done until you can get
Mhm.
well. And Colonel knew. I think, this is just my opinion, that Elvis was going to be worth more dead to him than alive.
Yes, I
Because
agree
he
with
knew he'd be
you.
able to run roughshod over Vernon, and that would be the end of that.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And that's why nothing ever got to the point of saying, okay, he needs help, because the colonel
Exactly.
knew if that fucking wheel stops, he don't make money. Because look at that graph. Who's at the
Yep.
top? Colonel and Diskin, and poor old Elvis is fucking sucking on the hind hoof, not even the hind teeth.
Yep.
So the true merchandising profit split. This is what the final. The June 1st, 1976 private letter was never signed or acknowledged by Elvis, leaving him completely unaware that his manager was earning more than double his own share from his likeness. Parker's real combined share was 58.0%. Elvis's was actually 20, and the Diskin and Boxcar Capital Reserve, which we know where that part of that wound up, is 22%.
Like, how can they do that to somebody? I mean, I could never do that to somebody, even if I was in business. I just couldn't do it.
You know, even as Joe's speaking here, I hear that piece of shit's voice puking at Madison Square Garden in front of the media, going, "This is my reputation of being a nice guy, folks."
That's pretty good.
I'm fucking acid as I'm sitting here. The audacity. This poor guy worked himself. He literally worked Elvis into the ground.
Yeah.
What gets me too are the fans today that will still support him. No
Yeah.
stuff. They support
Well, the thing
Parker.
is, too, if you actually read these documents and you listen at the very beginning of the Elvis movie, after the colonel falls over in the um,
In the
casino,
hospital. Yeah, yeah.
they're literally reading from these documents.
Are you
So
really?
Baz
Wow.
must have gotten a hold of them, which would explain, people get mad at Baz because it was the anti-colonel. But there's quotations from these documents in the beginning of that movie.
Well, I don't want to ever hear anybody say anything about it being anti-colonel. Now, if you have whatever your opinion is of him is for the 50s, which mine is now more of a 50-50.
Yeah, I'm questioning even that now, too.
He the fact that a fan would support this, but once again, we all free to have our own opinions, but don't you bring the receipts, man. Show me. What was that? I saw a highlight here. Hold on. Oh, shit, I gotta catch up. Patty, according to Google, Parker's estate was less than $1 million after earning over $100 million in his lifetime. Colonel was robbing Elvis blind. Yep, that's what we've gotten to. So, that's the true merchandising split. Unregistered songwriter losses. Now we're going to get into a little bit a different category. Undisclosed BMI cut-ins. Early in his career, Elvis held a one-third writer's share on 37 major compositions, obtained from writers eager for Elvis to perform their tracks. Concealment of credit. Parker explicitly blocked Elvis from receiving formal public winner credits on sheet music records to prevent public awareness of the cut-ins.
Mm-hmm.
The catastrophic failure because Parker never affiliated Elvis as an active writer with BMI and ASCAP. Hundreds of thousands of dollars in performance royalties went uncollected. So every time he played those songs, there would have been a royalty. Immediate forensic recovery. Tual discovered the air in 79. Affiliation in 1980 instantly unlocked $35,530 in unpaid songwriter royalties for the minor beneficiary.
And you know something else? That's why he said no to the Star is Born movie. Because he would have had to disclose these splits to a certain degree, and if not even disclose them, even what he would have asked for them, the company would have laughed at him and said, "Go fuck yourself." So again, to protect his own fucking pocket and his own fucked up reputation. He denied Elvis, in my opinion, uh, one of the most lucrative career decisions he would have made at that point.
Yeah, that 35,000 unpaid would equal $207,000 today.
Jesus.
That's a nice little chunk.
Yeah, I mean that's half his fucking salary there.
Parker's post-death revenue take.
Here we go.
Okay.
The revenue flow from 1977 to 1980. RCA artist royalty accounts. Gross payout sum $3,075,000.
Okay.
Parker retained $1,537,000, and the amount that was forwarded to the estate was $1,537,500. So the post. This is what happened. This is the results on the revenue take from Tuals.
Wow.
Boxcar corporate distributions. The gross payout was $1,467,000 to amount retained, same number. Amount forwarded to estate, 0.
Yeah.
So does
Jesus.
that mean he retained those after the Guardian ad litem report of Guardian estate? Oh yeah, I guess so.
So that's when people use Google for this, and it says that Parker brought in however many million to the estate after Elvis died. Right, but it didn't go where it was supposed to go.
Right. Chapel Music Company split 790. The gross payout was $795,000, and it was amount retained by Parker.
See, now I don't know who that is. Chapel Music Company.
Just another
It's one of the publishing companies.
EMI or ASCAP or one of those.
Yeah, it's one of the publishing companies that he signed Elvis to.
Warner Brothers movie upfront flat fee, $450,000. Amount retained by Parker was $250,000, and amount forwarded to the state. He still got more. Settlement statements less RCA and Chapel, and let me know if I'm reading this wrong, Amy, too. If I just stop me if I am. So that was the next one. The settlement statements was a split, $2.5 million each. Well,
Okay.
the totals are.
So,
Go ahead, Cam.
sorry, my brain's confoculated. Just as a point of clarity again, Amy, whose decision was it to take this whole thing to court again?
It was procedural. So once Dodger died, then it
Mm-hmm.
was just Lisa left as a beneficiary.
Oh
So
yes.
because there were no other adult beneficiaries, it was just common practice to appoint a guardian ad litem
Okay.
to look out for her, like nobody invested in anything. And what they expected to happen, because in the back of these exhibits it says Priscilla sends Parker a letter and says how happy she is to continue doing business. They get there and Blanchard didn't just sign off. He looked at it. So thank God for him. Yeah.
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 So he got it. He recommended this, or ordered him
So
to.
in Luann's defense, when she says that Tual went to Parker and told him everything was going to be fine, he just needed this paperwork. He thought in the beginning it was going to be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
surprise.
he wasn't deceiving him. He thought nobody dreamed that it would be all of this.
Fucking insane. Jesus.
During the 35-month window, Parker extracted over $6.49 million, while the estate was forced to cover all massive Graceland experiences, $25,000 a month out of its smaller cut.
Okay, cost conversion.
Oh, you mean from that year, from that time?
Yes.
Okay, so 6.49 million.
Yes.
64900. My eyes are blurry trying to figure out zeros. You sit down. 38 million. converted to today from. Oh wait a minute, I got the wrong year. Let me change that year. $28 million. Whoa, that's a big change in just 10 years. 27,419,000. While the state was forced to cover all mass of Graceland. That's during that 35-month window.
Jesus.
Was go ahead, Pam.
He saw Graceland going down, but he fucking smiled all the way to the bank, the fat fuck.
Yeah, also that part. So when people say, "Oh, Parker came in and did all these things to save Graceland," no,
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 he didn't.
no,
Yeah,
no.
sucking it dry.
Graceland didn't even make his fucking radar.
I always wondered why he didn't step in and try to take over that with the kind of man that he was.
Well, he would have had to have gone to court to get. I mean, Elvis didn't leave him anything, so that would have been a whole kerflunkle.
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah, he would have had. Yeah, you're right. That's a good point, Amy. I didn't even think about that.
Did Elvis right through the 70s pay for the whole band and everybody that all came out of his pocket?
Yeah, it came out of his 50%.
Yeah.
Jesus
I
Christ.
Now, how many out there have learned something new so far? I just, if you learn, just out of curiosity, while we're talking, if this is shocking to you, give a big thumbs up. No, thumbs down.
I don't have it. I don't have enough thumbs.
You
I'm
can,
surprised you haven't said a lot more.
No. It's come. That's what I'm scared of, Joe. It's coming. We need to make cups and T-shirts that say "fuck the Colonel."
that might be a good seller. We'll have to come up with a good tagline. Something like that. Something. Or Colonel Orca.
And you know the sad thing is, again, every time we uncover this stuff, it just makes me sympathize with Elvis all the more. Because what the Colonel did to him, it's worse than evil.
This is why you don't put. And this isn't a slam at Vernon, but this is why you don't put your father in charge of your finances of a business.
Hmm.
Because this was way over his head. And did they even do audits, business audits? There should have been business audits being done.
No, they did not.
You do review. When you do that, you review all the contracts to make sure they're up to date. You verify, and you see when they're. We did that on every hotel that I was when I was in the hotel business. Every year, or usually it was like every 3 or 4 years on a business audit, and you go over everything. The lawyers come in or the accountants come in and they take 2 rooms, conference rooms. They set up the tables, and for 3 weeks they're going over everything just on that one hotel.
So
And they're verifying contracts.
for the entire 20-year time period, there was not one business audit done.
Yeah, well, I don't know. My question is, were they doing it? And if they were, they should have fired the fucking accountants or the
Hmm.
lawyers that were over that. When it comes to a business end of it, that's a shame that they didn't do that. And you know what? What did you can't blame Elvis. He put his
No,
trust in the people to do that.
And I was just going to say that too. I can't believe he didn't have somebody look at it, but he trusted the colonel
Yeah,
that much.
that's the whole thing. He put his trust in.
Well, and when you're a star on that big of a level, you're not running your
Yeah.
day-to-day
Oh,
business. You're not
exactly.
paying your electric bill. You're not doing you pay people for that stuff.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's heartbreaking to
My insides are
read
literally
that.
crawling. My
What?
insides are literally crawling around.
Well, I got 6 more pages of spreadsheets, so
And I was a big colonel fan.
or at least
A lot of
one.
memorabilia from the colonel type thing. And I was a big colonel fan. And it's because I didn't know.
Yeah.
I learned about the 50-50, but I didn't know how deep and how, You learn after time about Boxcar and all that stuff, how he screwed him more and more and more and more. And I came down as being a fan like that. A lot of it is just you got to research it.
You know, I feel bad about one thing on my channel. Is ever since I started this channel, whenever somebody come, I would see a comment, they say, "Well, Elvis made 50%." I'd always, I said no, and I'd show them a copy of the original contract that showed, what was it, 25 and
Yeah.
and 75, and I show them the contract, and I said, "You're wrong." Little did I know, I was under. It was more than 50% by the time it ended, over everything. Sickening.
I'm literally speechless, guys.
Uh,
Literally.
How much did the estate actually get back?
well, Parker got, he had to turn over all the memorabilia and everything, and he got, what was it, a little over $1 million or
Yeah.
Yeah, Parker didn't have to give anything back. They actually ended up paying Parker for his memorabilia.
Yeah. And
oh, that's, yeah, that's right, I'm
Jesus.
sorry. Yeah.
don't you believe they got it all either?
Yeah, to get Elvis's, well, it was it was the Colonel's stash, but it wouldn't have been there if it had. Oh my God!
Yeah, like
And yeah, and then
someone
later in the '90s, they bought some more stuff from him.
Yeah.
and like somebody said in the chat that Lisa had to go through this shit again
Yeah,
with her own mother. Fuck.
Yeah.
it's no wonder she said they could all go to hell. I'm sure she was
Oh
including
yeah.
this man for sure. The statutory language reflects the well-settled doctrine in Tennessee that the executor must not only act in good faith, but must also exercise the judgment that a reasonably prudent and diligent man would exercise in the management of his own affairs. And that's just his original analysis that's in the report of the Guardian and Litem, which says a lot and why he got into this, because you go by that rule, and Parker should have been in jail.
Jesus.
I know where he can have it. I knew who he can have his cell next to. All right. Sorry. Tual's ultimate recommendation. So at the end, this is what he recommended. Withhold commission approval. Immediately deny the co-executive's petition to ratify or approve the historic 50% commissions and post-death boxcar payouts. So let me reread that to make sure I understand. Withhold commission approval. Deny the okay.
So basically, he's saying upon his initial, before he really gets into anything, we're not paying Parker anymore, and we're pausing this approval until
Okay.
like further, I can further investigate.
Okay. So it was immediately start, but it was a temporary thing until the end, until they resolve it.
Yeah, pretty much until he had time to go dig, and then that's when he
Right.
went like all you see in the exhibits. He goes all the way back to 55.
Oh yeah. Wait till we look at some of the exhibits when I get to that one. That we won't be doing it today, but or I could, but I think I'm gonna wait because that's part of the second half, right? I think.
No, you should have exhibits in the first one, and then there'll be more exhibits in the amended that are a little different.
Okay. So what I'll do is on the well, we'll see how far we get today. Enjoin asset disposal. Issue an urgent injunction blocking Parker and Boxcar prices from disposing of or transferring any assets pending a full court review. So basically, it's what do they call it? It's what's the legal term? Anyways, he can't touch it. Route payments directly. Order all third-party payers, RCA, 𝗘𝗵𝐃 factors, to pay all revenues directly to the executors, bypassing Parker's clearinghouse. Clearinghouse in Madison, Tennessee. Subpoena all tax records. Compel Parker to immediately submit his complete, uncensored federal and state income tax returns for 74 through 79 to search for hidden off-book capital.
I,
It's mind blowing, isn't it?
yeah, you don't know what to say.
Jesus.
Live stream panel discussion. Oh, that's what we're doing. Never mind. That's the title of it. The boxcar equity shift. Why did the co-executives accept the unverified shift in boxcar ownership from Elvis's 15% down to a nominal 22, while Parker's position rose to 56%? Oh, no, that's not even supposed to be freaking in there. All right, shit, that's all of that. So let me get.
Well, to answer that question, because Parker just shoved a bunch of papers in front of Vernon's face and said, "Let's just keep going," like it was.
Yeah.
Shit. The unaffiliated writer loss. How could a world-class manager fail to register his only star? He didn't fail. He deliberately.
Yeah, he deliberately
He stole.
he stole.
How many people would be in prison for this?
And he exploited Vernon's ignorance too.
Oh, yeah. Didn't he do it like right around the funeral or the day of the burial or something like that?
That day or the day after, wasn't it?
Yeah. How do you think straight? I mean,
I
No,
think it was on the 17th.
on this. Oh wow! Next
Yeah.
day, unbelievable. Not even.
So that's his stance, is that every contract, he had Vernon sign a thing just to carry on as they were. But because Elvis passed away, those contracts were void. So there could have been no carrying on. So, yeah.
well,
Passive corporate fiduciaries. Why did the National Bank of Commerce act as a completely passive, hands-off executor while millions of dollars passed and unaudited through Parker's hands? Unaudited. I think that kind of answers our question, huh?
Jamir Rip says, amazing, but Luann didn't get much because Parker wasted most of it on gambling. Is that right? Yes. If he had a lot, he must have had a lot more in his estate because we had talked about that earlier. And I had said earlier too, he really didn't show his wealth. I mean, if you ever saw his home, it was nothing to go crazy to look at. Had a pool in the back, but that's about it. I mean, the gamble that much.
Why aren't those things going all the way to the top there? What the fuck? It's just this part. We haven't even done everything yet. But were there exhibits in both of those, Amy, on the original and the other?
Yeah, there's exhibits at the end of both.
Okay.
On the amended one, it's more about the audits for RCA.
Yeah, I'm going to pull up
When
the.
Joe Mascaro came in at some point and helped, but I also think he was drinking Priscilla too, but that's just my personal opinion.
All right, so
Yeah, Helen has a good question. Helen asks, was the bank getting money to look the other way?
I just think it was they had been with Elvis for so long and with Vernon for so long. I just really don't think they questioned it.
They placed more loyalty on the long-standing relationship
Mm-hmm.
than they did the actual mechanics of running it.
Yeah.
It's
And
always
I think, up until that point, Vernon was the executor, so he was handling all of that.
all right, guys, I am setting up for the exhibits part of the show.
I got it. I'm sorry. I got it. I'll be back in a second.
All right.
No disrespect to Elvis, but in my opinion, the worst mistake he could have made out of everything was leaving Vernon the executor of everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got it.
I don't, I don't blame him for it. Sorry, Joe. I don't blame him for it. I can understand why he did because he was loyal to his father. But from a business perspective, he should have appointed somebody absolutely 100% neutral and outside of the organization that would have brought in, as we've said, these financial audits, etc., 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 way sooner.
Yeah.
Jesus, it's heartbreaking.
Amy, do you know when they said the Colonel's clearinghouse? It looked like it was almost his home. Did he have a clearinghouse, or was he taking his home off?
I think everything went through Madison, Tennessee, because his office was there inside the house, from my understanding.
Yeah, so he's taking his house off as a business.
Right.
Cheap shit.
But no one ever advised Elvis about any tax breaks. But yeah.
God Almighty, that's just insane. Oh, Elvis, if you had just gotten a lawyer to look at stuff, gee.
Fuck.
All right, so these are some of the documents that are in the, and I believe I got the right one here. These are some of the exhibits, letters. A few of them we'll read, but this one is the merchandising special souvenir folios and pictures. This is from 1963.
Also, can I say a disclaimer here?
Yeah,
It's fine if people want to screenshot these for their own whatever, but if I find any one of you posting these in a group and saying you got them, we're gonna have a nice conversation. But
yeah.
carry on.
I cannot show them. If
No, go ahead. You can go ahead and show them.
okay,
But I
okay,
just from past experience, I'm not
yeah,
trying to be ugly, but
yeah.
this has
You guys
happened too many times before.
just yeah, just that's why I don't show the whole
Just be
document.
cool. Just be cool about it. Is all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
Don't piss her off. She's mean.
yeah. All right, so merchandising specials, May 25th, 1963. Merchandising. It is understood that from time to time special projects are created. Let me go over this side. By Colonel Thomas Parker, manager of Elvis Presley, pertaining to exploitation, promotion, and prolonging the longevity of the artistry and exposure of Elvis Presley. All of these projects in the field of merchandising are crested by Colonel Parker. So that describes what about it. It's the merchandising. Um, this all production costs. Let me start over. All productions and projects handled by All Star shows of this nature shall be handled as follows. All production costs, exploitation, shipping, and miscellaneous expenses involved, such as compensation to assistants or employees, shall be deducted from the sale price of whatever All Star shows manages to sell these projects for. After deducting this from the total sale price, the balance shall be divided as follows: 50-50. There should be no expenses involved in these projects by Elvis Presley personally. So Elvis had no expenses towards this. He was just to get 50%. And the 50% was half of what was the balance. It was the net, the net profit after the gross sales and all the deductions were taken out. Signed the 25th of May. January 2nd, 1967. Here's the next deal. Dear Elvis, this is from Boxcar. As per our conversation on the telephone a few weeks ago, here's the amended agreement pertaining to our existing management agreement. The following will be effective. The regular 25% management commission on existing contracts, their renewals, and new contracts that may be negotiated and completed will remain the same on all the flat payments. As of this date, on all existing contracts except the music firms contracts, all overages on royalties other than the guaranteed payments now in effect and profit partitions will be 50% to Elvis, 50% to All Star shows on overages and profits. This is amending the 2575 contract, I believe. I'm pretty sure that's what this is. Because at the end it says the merchandise agreement will still remain the same as now in existence. Regular music firms payments will remain the same as in the past. So it's January 2nd, 1967, when the overall contract that was 25 and 75 is now 50-50.
And note, every 4 years or so, there's a contract amendment.
Yeah. It is understood, of course, that all promotion, advertising, and office expenses made will be paid for by All Star under our regular merchandising agreement, which is this is all off of the net profit. agreed to by Elvis. Unbelievable, huh? Now here's the next contract, or next deal, I believe. So the following constitutes our agreement between you and Colonel Parker. All star shows post Boston in consideration for the rendition of our complete organizing of tours, handling all transportation, reservations, talent, tour supervision, going on down. 2/3 goes to Elvis and 1/3 goes to all star shows. So now he's getting he's getting a third, and I think this was originally under the 25/75. And if I'm not right, please correct me. So Elvis signs that. Now, notice the difference in the signature. Look at the signature right there.
I can't see it. You ain't got it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Look at the signature right there.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's look at the one we just looked at.
I would question the second one. Yeah.
Yeah, I would question the second. Well, both of them.
That is such a huge difference.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the difference. That ain't the same person.
Bring it up. I can't.
No.
Bring it up. I can't see it. Bring it up.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Actually, you know what? Let me do
That
this.
P is what screws me up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that P.
Even the Y.
Yeah, there's no dash for the I.
No.
And the P is usually more prominent than the rest of the letters. Yeah.
Yes.
That's a totally different signature.
That's not the same person.
Look at the A. He doesn't even use the A on the second one. He signs his the other one, I'm sorry. I know, Joe. I'm trying. That's the second one. No A in there. And the first one, it looks like all the signatures I've seen of him.
Mm-hmm.
And the A's in there.
My opinion, that's not his signature.
No.
I have to go with that. What do y'all think? Yeah, look at it. Completely different. Not the same.
Can I say it one more time, the second one?
Yeah, there's the second one.
I wonder if that's Vernon.
I was going to say Vernon had full power of attorney to sign for him.
Yeah.
So it most likely was Vernon.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes good sense.
Joe's good at sometimes. Sometimes I am.
Memorandum regarding Elvis Presley personal appearance tours. Let's see. Let me scroll down. There's the one without the A, a little bit different too. This is in regard to personal appearances tours throughout the world. It is understood, agreed to by both parties, Elvis and Parker, that Colonel Parker shall use his own good judgment. That's a show
choice set of words.
So basically, it was being left up to Parker to set up the tours, the promotion, the merchandising sales, and any other medium. What a way to put it all in your pocket to make sure you had control of the receipts. This should have been an external auditor.
Yeah.
No one affiliated relationship wise or even business wise. It should have been an outside independent firm that well, it's too late. It's a what if. I keep doing a what if.
And I don't agree with the fact that Vernon had power of attorney either, because as we see here, Vernon signed on behalf of Elvis, and Elvis was none the wiser.
Now I know he had power of attorney. It's in one of the documents I read. He did have power of attorney.
Stupid move, because here we see Vernon signs everything on Elvis's behalf.
Yeah.
Vernon doesn't know the fucking difference between his ass and his elbow in terms of getting shafted, but he's signing on Elvis's behalf, and poor old Elvis don't know nothing.
I wonder if he even read them.
What a way, like Rick says, what a way to make sure that you're fucking in control of the circus. Nobody's gonna question you because everything's on paper and you got the fucking power of attorney signatures to back it up.
Yeah, if an external auditor came in there and saw that, he would first of all, not that he could legally do anything, but he could pointed out that it's not a really good idea, and he should point it out to Elvis, not the Colonel.
Mm-hmm.
Satnin says, how did they get the correct figures to pay taxes? Who was doing the tax returns?
Well, Elvis did his own personal tax returns, which, from what I understand, were all short form. But as far as the bit, I don't know. I don't know who was doing the tax returns for all the business stuff.
And it's like nobody picked this up. Over all the years, nobody saw this and said, this is wrong.
They were. That's why he kept them out on the road. He kept them out on these movies because it didn't give Elvis time to look at this.
Yeah, too busy. Yeah.
Well, it's one of the reasons. I mean, it's a benefit from working them to death.
Yeah.
All charter aircraft, automobiles, or any other medium of transportation shall be included whenever needed. Hotel expenses, food, all that. It is hereby understood by both parties that these presentations are a joint venture. Signed on May 25th, 1972.
I had a second here to chime in. Joseph
Yeah.
Hanks was his accountant. Was Elvis's accountant, but I don't think he was like a true CPA that tried to find him like tax shelters or
Yeah.
anything like that. And when his taxes were submitted, Elvis was sure to not take the long form because he thought that was out of the spirit of giving.
Yeah.
If you claimed your charity, that was not in the spirit of giving to benefit from that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Sally. Sally says Parker must have laughed at Vernon knowing he couldn't understand business.
Yeah.
Right. It's like a rabid dog can smell, across the. Unbelievable.
That was part of the whole shtick, though. That was the whole
Yeah.
shebang. Was okay. Here,
Yeah.
your daddy can be your business manager, okay?
Yeah.
And if your daddy doesn't really know, and that's no disrespect to Vernon, I wouldn't
No.
know anything about doing that. I would have no
No.
clue.
Yeah.
And you factor in, people forget how truly poor they were,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that fear of
Yeah.
Losing.
Getting
being
there again.
evicted, not
Yeah.
knowing where they're going to live. If you look at how many times they moved up until Get-Well, it's astounding.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So unless you have that poverty mindset, it's really hard to go, how could they just go along with that? But when you see what all they got from Elvis's career, they're like, okay, this is great. This is more than we ever dreamed of.
I'm sure this whole thing too was bigger than any other of the stars we're dealing with, as far as what was going on. I'm not talking about the contracts and stuff like that, but just how large of an enterprise this really was for a person that was in the field of Elvis. No other stars were that huge.
Right, that's what
And
we talked about yesterday too, is Elvis was the first.
yeah,
There was no roadmap for this. There was no one for Vernon to look at and be like, hey, can you help me out here? I don't understand.
Yep. There always was some bad managers. I mean, look what the parents did to the Osmonds.
yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
And there are others too. Same thing. Oh, Cowsills? Same thing.
the colonel did not hand over his tax returns. I don't know if I can answer that. I don't know that yes or no.
Somebody's asking if the colonel handled.
No, Natalie said that the colonel did not hand over his own tax returns.
Oh, yeah, that's correct.
Yeah,
That's way later on.
yeah, that's down the road. We'll get to that point eventually.
Yeah,
Won't be today, but
because obviously he knew if he did that, they would have seen, shit don't add up here.
well, did he try to use the "I'm a man with no country"?
Yeah, he tried to move the lawsuit to Las
Oh,
Vegas,
Did you
and
really?
then
Yeah,
and then he just kept dragging it out, and then finally said, "Well, I'm a man without a country. You really can't sue me,"
he was a carny to the end.
which shows he was guilty.
Yeah,
yeah. Screams guilt.
that's the thing. That's the yeah.
How did you deny it then, man without country?
Well,
How-
he claimed he was from Holland or whatever, and he'd never had proper citizenship.
Yeah,
So
I know why you said it, but how did they get around that?
they didn't. That's why it stopped. That's why they never sued him.
Really?
That's why he never had to pay the estate back any of this money.
What the?
Yeah, he just kept
So
dragging it out.
he relied on a legal loophole.
I
Hmm.
wa-
Well,
You know, the
Jesus.
estate was short on money, so they weren't going to stay tied up in a
I,
legal wrangling with him. So they just said, "Screw it. You know, we'll give you this much to get you out of these contracts, and give us the Elvis stuff you have."
he was he wasn't a citizen yet, but he knew every loophole that could be
Yep.
taken in this country, and he took advantage of it. It's like with the military. You know, he used those loopholes. Everything he studied it. He learned it, and he probably had some good teachers in the carnival time, and he just picked up on it. And he thought, hey, you know what? Let me take a look at this. I could probably do, and he did.
and the asshole had lawyers for sure, now didn't he?
Well, he had friends in powerful positions too. He was
Hmm.
friends with LBJ because he's from Texas. He was friends with what was the one? What state was it? Louisiana that named him the colonel, called him the colonel.
Yes.
You know, he was friends with their governor or lieutenant governor,
Huh.
and he became friends with the Tennessee governor. He had plus whoever else we don't know or what seedy people were out there that he might have been connected with. He,
I'm sure he contacted some.
let me
Oh
tell you,
yeah, he called in favors by the truckload.
he died. He died living a. I would say he lived a life better than anybody could dream of. Colonel Parker did.
Yeah.
You know, except the fact that how he did it was evil.
He's
But
literally, to me, he's the personification of evil. The day Parker died, Satan got fucking kicked out of his job.
okay, hold on a second.
This is all for entertainment purposes only.
Okay, oh, we could have done this one. Yeah, he was evil, flat out evil.
Fucking disgusting, and that photo of him that we had with that interview listening to Luann, that fucking photo of the two of him, that CD photo.
Yeah.
I just see that fucking face and I want to squeeze him like a fucking zit. Piece of shit. Does anybody know, was he cremated or buried? Because if he was buried, I would personally pay somebody to go piss on his grave.
Well, you'll have a chance to do that. No, wait, where was he buried?
If he was buried, yeah,
State.
I don't know if he was buried or not. All right, so
He
here's
was cremated, but nobody knows where his ashes is.
Good thing.
yeah. Um, I would almost say Loan knows where they're at, and just
Oh,
well, obviously, but whether she has them put somewhere or sent me, who knows? Maybe she just sent them back to Holland, for her family to have. Anyway,
Flush it
having
down the
fun
fucking
on
toilet.
stage with Elvis. I remember that album. I loved that album. Went out and bought that album, and it was all Elvis just talking.
you like that album?
I thought it was cool, dude.
That's
It was all I ever had was Elvis with the songs or the concerts, and it was cool to sit there and listen to them talk. You know, hey, listen, we enjoy just the chatter on inside the studio.
Yeah,
It's just cool to listen to him talk and have fun.
well,
the music is a bonus.
Well, anyway, yeah, I did like it.
I don't know if it's still true, but they said that it was the worst rock album ever put out. But I don't know if that's true anymore.
Well, if that's kind of a stupid thing to call it because all it
Yeah,
was talking. How could it be a rock album?
yeah. I know.
That's absurd. So on August 15th, okay, this is regarding that album. The Boxcar album under Boxcar label will be sold on an exclusive basis on concert tours and any personal appearance engagements. All other sales will be under the exclusive RCA label. This agreement with Boxcar Records in no way is connected with your regular RCA record contract. Here we
So
go.
it's an over and above
Yeah.
extra.
Any Boxcar album, now Boxcar is going to go into competition with RCA, of having fun on stage will be purchased by Boxcar Records through RCA Records Custom Records. Your royalty will be 50% per album. What happened to my thing? Where did it go? Why did it move? Oh, how did I do that? Oh, I know why, because I had the mouse in the wrong place. 50 to Elvis, 50 to Parker. Royalty statements to be made every 6 months after the signing of this agreement. And we got Elvis, and we got Diskin, first the president of the company. Notice how they didn't put first vice president under Elvis. But then they did.
Percent to Elvis, 50% to Colonel Parker and All Star shows.
RCA will have the sole responsibility. This is interesting. Album worldwide. It's advertising, accounting, and will pay Boxcar Records in advance of $100,000 against a domestic royalty payment for album of $1.75 per album foreign. All accounting on this album will be by RCA Records to Boxcar. Two companies, because RCA didn't really do Elvis any favors, did they?
No.
And Elvis is the one that saved him. Unbelievable, huh?
Jesus.
All right. What do we got here? 120. Okay, let's go through some more. Oh, she got bumped again. There she is. She's back in.
I wish I could see that signature better, but look at that.
Elvis's?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I'll enlarge it
I
first.
mean, it's so screwed up from the ink.
Let me see if I can do it this way.
You move it over. There you go.
Yeah, give me a second.
No, I want it quicker.
I say it's Elvis just because you can see the P
Yeah, I just wish.
right there.
Oh, no, just because of the size of the P won't make it.
Well, no, I'm just saying the E looks very almost dead on how he did his E's. But anyway, obviously, it was legit, I guess. Boxcar. Now we got June 1st, 76. Oh, Jesus. As per personal contract with Elvis on all concert tours, where merchandise is sold and from any other boxcar income, blah, 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 blah. All cost of material percentages paid out to vendors. The following royalty payments are to be made out of the net balance. So this is, I guess, an update, isn't it?
Yeah, probably.
So here we go. 20% goes to Elvis. 20% goes to Parker. This gets 10, but Boxcar gets 50%.
And who owns Boxcar?
What is 50%?
And Boxcar
Boxcar gets 50%.
the Colonel.
Yeah.
So in total, the Colonel gets 70% of that.
Yep. Yeah. And this is all after expenses have been done.
Jesus, what a fucking shrewd motherfucker. Al Capone looked like a fucking smurf against the Colonel.
Let's see. This is January 22nd, 1975. And isn't this the, well, God, so it's going to be hard to read.
And you see the importance of fucking wordplay. He uses, in this context, Boxcar as himself as separate entities, which legally they are. But at the end of the day, he's the sole fucking owner of Boxcar. And then he brings himself in his own private capacity. Hence, he ends up getting 70% of
He
that.
basically owns 80% of Elvis.
Yeah.
Just a rough number, but all special merchandising products created and developed by Colonel Parker shall be under the exclusive supervision of Colonel Parker. Is that a shocker to you all? The artist, Elvis Presley, hereby authorizes Colonel Parker to sign the artist's name on merchandising projects.
Who was it? I'm sorry, I missed it.
Okay, Elvis gave permission for Parker to use his signature to sign his name on merchandising projects, booking contracts, personal appearance contracts, motion picture agreements. And any other, of course, he wasn't doing any more motion pictures in 75, but still, personal appearance contracts, any other projects involving the personal services, name, photo, or likeness of the artist. All rights to motion pictures, and any other media are included under the terms that follow. Expenses involved, such as all contracted transportation, um, any payments or percentage due to connection. It's faint. I mean, am I up there? Yeah, right there. I have a hard. Expenses involved, such as all contracted transportation, office personnel, equipment rental, or shall be deducted from gross receipts. Once again, so number one, office personnel. Who do you think office personnel were? Um, Contracted transportation, equipment rental or purchase. So whatever he bought, it came out of he got paid for it. It was paid for. Placing of advertising in all media, including booking expenses, shall be deducted from gross receipts.
So basically, what happened there was I was gave the Colonel power of attorney.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Melissa, there's so many what ifs, but it makes me wonder how different everything would have been if Gladys had lived. Yeah.
She knew. Yeah, for sure. She knew right at the get go. She fucking knew.
Any advance payments made by All Star shows for the promotion of the attraction must be reimbursed at the closing of the engagement or whenever billed. After production, this is going to be hard to read. 50-50. Is that what that says? Why did they do that? What is that little fucking, look at that little box. What the hell is that? Give me a second. I gotta get it down there.
Was that just a cheap way to fix a mistake on the?
Yeah, that's just a quick way of amending.
Yeah.
And it looks like to me it says 50-50. What do you think that says? It's not clear enough, but anyway, we know that.
Yeah, it's 50-50.
We know
Look
that.
there, because the first number is 50.
Yeah. If we're agreed upon, and look whose signature's blacked out. Wonder why? That's strange. They blacked out Elvis's signature. Jeez. Okay, so here we go. Contact. All right, so now we're going to get into some numbers here. Contract dated January 22nd, 76 states 50%. Yeah, that was it. 50-50. Okay, tour number one brought in $510,000.
Are you adding all this up with your calculator on the side there?
No. I can't run a mouse turn all at the same time. Just it'll give a total at the end. It gives a total at the end.
I keep running in and out because my den is flooding.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's what I said. I lost some memorabilia the last time it did it because it's been raining for 3 days here.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Well, I hope everything is safe.
Me too.
So the 76 tour, first tour, this it appears that was, yeah, okay. So 510,000 for the first tour, a third taken, 50% per contract, $255,000. Not collected difference 85. I don't know what those numbers really mean. Total for that, a third taken. What's the third taken? 50% per contract. Maybe I'll get something that'll explain it. But we're talking about $6,558,000 not collected through June 70. There wasn't $600,000 collected through June of 77. So a total of $1,693. $1,600,000 was not collected. Okay, I'm missing something on that. Grant the license.
Oh my goodness, we pick on Donner, we pick on Ginger Alden, now we're picking on the Colonel. Boy, we're going to hell.
Oh yeah, this is all the merchandise. Yeah, I think we're doing a good thing for the fans. We bad. This covers. All right, this is all about licensing. We don't have time to read this whole thing. I kind of like to stick to. I hope I'm not skipping too much. Of course, we'll. Oh, there's Amy back. Cool. Where's the next? Yeah, that's a long line. I can't. There's no way anybody's going to stay awake reading through all this. That license, but there's some more.
Would you mind to send it to me at some stage? I would like to read it at some stage, go through all that legality. It would be
Okay.
interesting, I think.
August 20th. Okay, here's.
Yeah,
So on August 23rd, this will acknowledge receipt of the following Elvis Presley material from Boxcar. Those are all the prints right there. Photos. This material to be returned to Boxcar Enterprises after use. This is after Elvis died.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he's lending it to him.
that one wasn't signed.
From Vernon to Colonel Tom. What'd you say, Joe?
That one wasn't signed, was it? That stuff supposed to be returned? No.
Yeah, no one showed it being received on this sheet. August 23rd. This is Dear Colonel, I know you have many details to straighten out pertaining to the commitments you had for Elvis. I am deeply grateful that you have offered to carry on in the same old way, assisting me in any way possible with the many problems facing us. As executor of Elvis's estate, I hereby would appreciate if you would carry on according to the same terms and conditions as stated in the contractual agreement you had with Elvis dated January 22nd, 1976. And I hereby authorize you to speak and sign for me in all these matters pertaining to this agreement. I will rely on your good judgment to keep this image of Elvis alive for his many fans and friends. I will call on you from time to time to help me with other phases of the future. Signed, Vernon Presley. Doesn't that infuriate you?
Yeah.
I
He
was hoping
just,
you would find that one. Yeah, that's the worst one. Yeah, that's
I'm
Vernon just handing everything to him. Yeah.
Yeah, I skipped over a couple of real long licensing stuff. There was no sense I don't think in reading that. I think we're getting a grasp of a lot of the numbers, and there's a lot more, guys. We can do another show on this part of the whole thing. Right now, I'm just staying with the original, and yeah, I never knew that.
Obviously had no sense of
Not,
business.
not to that extent. Yeah, no, no. Well, this was only 7 days after Elvis died, so he's not in the right frame of mind,
No, no.
and
But I don't think I think even before that, you know, he wasn't thinking of business.
no,
Well, and I don't think Vernon thought that we would be still selling Elvis merchandise in 2026. I think they
yeah,
probably thought it would all die off. Eventually, they needed to strike while the iron was hot. Merchandise, merchandise, merchandise. And they had no way of knowing it would still
yeah.
be this way.
History would dictate that it would, with other past deceased celebrities, their fame faded out real quick. Who would have thought Elvis? Yeah, you're right. Exactly like Amy said. 50 years later, he's bigger than ever.
I mean, I remember going to the 10th anniversary, the candlelight vigil, and this news reporter, because people would always interview me because I was like a freak little 13-year-old kid. And they would say, oh, probably the 15th will be the last one. And it was, oh, the 20th will probably be the last one. Oh, well, probably on the 25th, y'all won't come anymore. Well, here we are, almost to the 50th.
God, you know how many times I heard that over the years?
Yeah, and
God,
more and more. There's more people every year.
My wife tells me not to collect anymore. She wants me to sell what I have because nobody cares about Elvis anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe, my ears cannot hear such blasphemy. I
And
can't. That just put
mine.
a knife in my heart. Nobody cares about Elvis anymore?
Yeah. I
Oh
couldn't
my.
believe it either. I'll find a good deal.
Okay.
I'll find a good deal, not pay a whole lot for it, and then know how much it was worth. And I always make the same mistake. And I always tell her, and she always says, "Well, sell it," you know, because nobody cares.
Yeah.
Well,
I told my wife, I said, just do me a favor. Just don't throw out my Elvis stuff. See if there's somebody out there that, that is a true Elvis fan that would want it, Well, it's not, it's not like I have, well, like, oh, you got Joe. It's just the books that, I have and some of the record albums. They can do what they want with it. My kids don't want them because even though they like his music, they're not fans like me.
I made a cardinal mistake once. We were having an argument and my wife uttered the words, "You probably love your Elvis memorabilia more than you do me." And I turned around and said, "Well, my Elvis stuff don't give me half as much as lip about things as you do." I,
Dude,
Did
I
you?
make I
Were you
make I make decisions and I get lip about making decisions. I pull out my Elvis books and I open the books. I put on the CDs and they play. I don't get shit from them.
yeah,
Well,
my wife's thrilled that I have this. She's not. She's not into music like I am. She likes to listen to music, but she can never name an artist or anything like that. So she just she's happy. She doesn't complain, except for the one time when I on eBay there was somebody that had bought a stock of Elvis or bought a bunch of books from a library that closed, and they were selling the lot of Elvis books, and there were like 12 of them, and I got them for like $30. And that's some of the books I got now, and I delivered that day, and she goes, "When you gonna stop buying all these books?" And I go, "When I'm dead." All right, so this
All
is
I've got to say is no husband, no problems. That part.
there you go. I have no husband.
just get a live-in.
Yeah, get a what?
A live-in.
Oh, I live in. Okay.
Never again. Mm-mm, nope. I did my 20 years time. I'm good. I told you I'm like a cat. Like, I want
What?
him around when I want him around. I needed an Elvis. Go away for a little while, come back, and then go away again. Yeah.
It's time.
Yeah. All right. So here's the Colonel's response to Vernon. Dear Vernon, Boxcar Enterprises, as merchandising representatives for the Elvis Presley estate, will make the following royalty payment fees from monies received for the use of the name or likeness of Elvis as follows. Here we go. 50% of all monies received from any and all merchandising sources will be paid as royalty to the Elvis Presley estate and distributed as follows. To Elvis estate 50%, to Parker 50%. Kindly sign below as I screw you up the ass to indicate your agreement and understanding.
yeah, like somebody said in the chat earlier, they don't believe that Vernon typed that first letter, and I don't either. I think Connell typed both of them. Just gave it to Vernon to sign.
No,
Because we all established that to this point. This is a couple of weeks after Elvis died. Vernon was in no way, shape, or form physically, emotionally, mentally in any state to sign any document.
Witnessed by Sandra Miller. Mm. This is what kind of what I think. I think they obviously had a discussion about this before Vernon sent the letter. And Parker probably said, "Write me a letter so that I have official word from you asking me to do this, and I'll send you back that's what most people would do, is
Yeah,
say,
I think that's most likely, and then probably Patsy typed it up in the office,
yeah,
and Verna just signed it.
yeah." So you're pretty much right, Cam. I just think that he knew about it coming, and just because of the discussion, Parker approached Vernon and said, "Hey, listen, I can do this for you," and so he just said, "I just need you to write it up, asking me somewhere along that chain," because Parker was covering his own ass.
Yeah, I think that letter was basically like a cover, like, here, write something that shows you want me to do this.
Yeah.
Like I didn't strong arm you right after your son died.
Yeah, crazy, huh? June 29th, 1979. Dear Colonel, as the persons named under the will of Vernon Presley to be the successor, co-executors, and co-trustees of the estate of Elvis Presley, and having been appointed as such by the probate court today, we would like to extend to you our appreciation for the work you have done for the state. And know that this is from Joseph A. This is the isn't this the hang, where did I see that name? Isn't he the judge? No.
No, Hanks is the National Mega Commerce.
Oh, okay. I do. I
Yeah.
recognize the name. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see it now underneath. So you go ahead and get your laugh now. For the work you've done, and to let you know that we do want things to continue as they have and set forth under the letter of August 23rd, 1977, from Vernon Presley as the then executor of the estate to you. A copy of that letter is attached here too as an exhibit, and the terms thereof are incorporated herein. Joseph A. Hanks.
In short, all that letter is saying is thank you very much, Colonel, for shafting the Presley family all the way back from 1954.
Signed by Priscilla too. Oh,
Yeah, well,
he had a bitch of the pie. Dear Mr. Diskin, this is June 1st. When was that one? That one was
June 29.
June 29th. So June 1st. So this is earlier. You guys see that now? I'm sorry. I know I'm scrolling fast. I'm an idiot. As per personal contract with Elvis Presley on all concert tours. I think we saw this. Oh, no. So I guess the merchant. Oh, this is 76. We've already discussed this. That's just the code of professional responsibility. That's interesting. I'm sure that that was what Tual used as the
Reference.
yeah. Vernon Presley. This is November 4th, 1977. To Roger Head Davis with the William Morris Agency. This letter is your authorization to make distribution of motion picture profit participation earnings as in the past and on the following terms. From earnings received, deduct 10% agency commissions, and the balance divided as follows: 50-50.
Jesus.
And that was has been, I'll see, September, October, no, it's 2.5 months. And everything under real terms, unless there was something in a contract that in the agreement or contract before that would state that for whatever, there's not. It should have ended, dead end, right there when I was
Died.
August 16th, 1977 at 3:30 in the afternoon.
All contracts should have been null and void.
And isn't that how a lot of
I agree.
contracts read at the end? This will become, in the event of the passing of either person, this contract shall be null and void, or they'll put in there the shares will go to this person or that person.
Yes, any and all contracts, including this one, prior to the date of death, shall become null and void.
The state of Elvis Presley summary of payments. The state is state summary of payments. It's kind of hard to read. Vernon, the state of Elvis. It's unbelievable. Look at All Star shows. Look at the money. $1,119,939 for the year of what? 19 from 77. Oh, this is that 18 months. That was that spreadsheet we saw. This is for the 8. Shit, is that 80? That's 2.5 years. 8/16 when he passed away till July 1st, 19. Does that say 1980 right there? It's hard to see, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
1980.
Are you
Yeah.
on that ledger where it shows where all the money went?
Yeah.
That goes through till 1980.
Yeah. I just finally zoomed it in. It was hard to tell, but yeah. So that's that's what is it, July? No, that's 3 years. 8/16, because it's basically 1 month shy of 3 years. So Elvis has been gone for 3 years, and he banked in 100. Let's see what that would be. So that's 1,119,000. I'll just even it. 1,119,123, and 1980 would be the year. Calculate. So $5,800,000 in today's for a man who's been dead for 3 years.
Is Factors on that spreadsheet?
Who?
Factors.
Factors.
Tom O'Brien. Hill. There's Elvis Vernon, Estate, James Roscoe, All Star, Boxcar. Is that what you said?
So Factors isn't the merchandising Factors isn't even figured into that.
No.
So that's a whole nother millions.
How's your stomach doing, Cam? I am worried about you, Cam. I know this is getting to you. It's getting to me, but you have a different passion expression than I do. Oh, well, I should take that back.
All I can say is, well.
You know, Elvis dies, and then even after he passes, they're still killing him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
RCA now, August 8th, 3 years later after he dies. 1980, from Blanchard, Tual. The estate of Elvis Presley. Dear Mr. Tual, this is from RCA. With apologies for the delay, I'm enclosing herewith the following. A schedule showing all payments made to the estate of Elvis Presley from August 77 to 1980, June 23rd, totaling $3,075,000. Copies of all summary statements furnished from that September 24 through 79. I've also advised that the Aloha recordings are included among the masters as defined in the royalty agreement between RCA and Elvis dated March 1st, 1973. I hope that this material will be of assistance to you. And then there's a chapel with what they've shown. I think we saw this all in the spreadsheet. Colonel Parker. So as per your request, the following is a breakdown of payments made to Colonel Parker and All-Star shows. So this is from Chapel Music, one of the ones we talked about, and this is to Blanchard, obviously requesting this information. And we saw the 25% commission on writer's statements, 77, 78. So that's 211,000. Parker got 24,000. He got whoa, shit! Wait a minute. Promotional fee. The promotional fee, 24,000, and then Parker got 559,000 from 77 to 79. 2 years after Elvis is gone. So that's another. What was the other one up to? What? So the other one was how much? It was $4 million. Well, let's see what this one comes out to. I'm having fun with my calculator today.
You know, I have gone through these for years. I probably had them 3 years, and did multiple shows with Rhonda, and I'm still like my insides are hot, and this is not new, and it still just makes me so mad.
When you told me about it, I'm just like, this must be pretty bad. 800. That's 8. Oh, wait, that's too many zeros. I think 1, 2, 3. Oh, I need another zero. All right, so this on top of the 4 million is another 3.5 million. So now we're up to 7.5 million since Elvis died. That was paid to Parker.
Jesus.
That's in our money. Now here's from Warner Brothers. Let's see what they submitted. Oh no, it doesn't say. This letter, when countersigned by each of you, will set forth our memorandum rights to the extent that you can own or control the same. You hereby grant to us the following rights to be used in connection with said picture. So they're looking for rights for the Elvis in concert, Aloha from Hawaii in 1968 singer special. Warner Brothers is asking for that. The right to photograph in and about Graceland as well as personal property. That's confusing. What?
This was for This Is Elvis. So they're asking to use that footage. And then they're asking to have rights to photograph the property.
Okay. Well, that makes sense then. Okay. Thank you for clarifying that. I was confused. And there's the rest of the.
You're welcome. You know, it's just an endless Rolodex of useless nonsense that pops up in my noggin.
Yeah, well, we like.
Your noggin's got nice hair.
Nice one there, man. That's funny. I like that. A state of that's all. That's all. Good Lord, look at all the paperwork just for that. Oh, wait a minute. This one's different. This is to that's the estate, and it was to both Colonel Parker and. Why would Parker have to sign? Well, I guess he had a percentage, didn't he?
Parker was technical advisor on This Is Elvis. I think they had started the dealings with that pre all of this.
You know, in business, things like this where Parker had to sign too, how was he legally able to sign as colonel?
Yeah, that's my question too.
Yeah.
Same way that Donna Presley can sign as Donna Presley.
So when she signs Donner's, doesn't she sign Presley in the Pritchett or Pritchett? Who the hell knows?
I don't know. It's just being facetious. I
was wondering too, how does she sign it?
If you have a specific signature that you use, you can use it. Just because it's not his legal name, his whole name wasn't Tom Parker. So it's just like a state.
I mean, if you want to get to the crux of it, his real name, was Andreas, whatever, Schloffenheimen. So, like, Parker wasn't even his name.
Andreas van
I guess he didn't give a shit what he signed.
Der Wiener Sittel?
Andreas van
What is a wiener?
What a wiener? What the wiener?
He must have had it legally turned to Thomas Parker.
I don't think so.
Wow.
I don't think he ever legally changed it. Well, if he done
That'd
that,
be a really good question. Well, I think he had to have done Thomas Parker because wasn't he in the military under Thomas Parker before he got sent out for failing a psych eval?
That's a good point.
Yeah, but he stole.
Back then, you could go do whatever. There wasn't all this, star IDs and all that verification. People probably didn't have Social Security cards back then when he was born.
Yeah, it was easy. It was easy back then to get into the military under a fake name.
It was easy to get fake IDs. I'm not saying to drink. I'm not saying I did, but I'm just saying.
It's just like when he came into the country, he did it. He did. I read this in one of the books that the reason why he came in through Tampa is because they were the least. They were less stringent on people coming in. They just let them come in. So he did his research probably the first time that because he came here twice, I believe. And but he knew where to go. According to the book I read. That's just my opinion. We're here for entertainment purposes only. These are just our opinions. All right, so this is from Hanks from the bank. Gentlemen, please be advised that each of the undersigned has entered into an agreement with Warner Brothers. So that would be Hanks, Colonel Parker, who was signing for Vernon, right? Because Vernon.
No, This Is Elvis. So this was after Vernon died.
Oh.
So they're signing to the This Is Elvis agreement. So anything with Warner Brothers you're seeing about this time is going to be all the dealings for This Is Elvis.
So Parker Vernon was gone. Elvis photo play. This is the photo play magazine. So they got. You have to work out all that. I wonder how much of this he instigated, just to get money going. This is Elvis, and
I'd say about 80% of it.
Yeah, he had to keep stuff going. William Morris, Parker, and the estate of Elvis. The money's $750,000 to be paid to the estate and Colonel Parker and his staff for the right services and clearances received from Warner Brothers. $50,000 to 𝗘𝗪𝗃, $50,000 to Parker for his services, and then for his staff, $1,000 per month for 5 consecutive months. That's a lot of money for staff. Expense budgets, unbelievable. The estate, 60,000 of commission to William Morris. What the fuck? So this Tual Gordon. So this is, we're going to sum it up pretty much, I think, on this. Or maybe we should start next time. We're at 2 hours. This is from Tual, Blanchard Tual, May 20th, 1980, the settlement of the case. This is to the bank, Joe Hanks. I think that's these Hanks. Yeah, I have gone over all the accounting sheets from Colonel Parker. However, certain ones are missing. Oh, he's sure. Look at all the accounting sheets missing from Parker.
What the hell?
1, 2, 3.
Oh yeah, he wasn't handing those over either.
Look at that. Yeah, I'm
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
nuts.
8, 9,
Kathleen, what is a wiener?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
So again, go back to that Luann interview.
21.
Yeah,
Oh, Parker was so helpful, and he just gave him everything that. No, he didn't.
that's
No, he
when
didn't.
we laughed, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah. All those that all sticks in my mind what she said while I'm going through this. She knew, but she, for some reason, loved the man.
Of course, because it was through his fucking wheeling and dealing that she could live the life she lived.
Love is
She's not,
blind.
she's not going to blow him. She's not going to blow his horn to stop the lifestyle that she was living. She'll fucking condone it as long as she lives.
What year did Parker die? 90.
93.
So this is 13 years before he died. Summary of Parker's statements to the estate. And this is, it doesn't tell me what year this is. So this must be still 1980. Still a bit. Boxcar, nothing to Parker. The estate got, these are just little chunk things. Elvis Presley tours September 6th. So this is what was left over from the tour, and it still hadn't been paid.
Jesus.
Oh, settlement dates. Yeah, 77. Elvis Presley tours, Boxcar, Dell Webb Corporation. Look at all the look at them all. Cedarwood Publishing.
2,400,000.
Yeah, look at these numbers. 78. So they kept paying settlement. Were they making these payments, or were these what they were supposed to be making? In 77, supposedly it was a total of $3 million in settlement payments. And then, what year is this? This must be the next year. Look at all those numbers. Jeez.
What company is on the reference to that?
It's naming. Oh, it's naming almost everybody for. I think it's from Warner Brothers, but it's Elvis Music, Dell Webb Corporation, Boxcar, United Artists, Cedarwood Publishing, Concerts West. It's that tour.
So that's probably for the tour that never happened.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Some of it probably was, because Concert West was doing those.
Totals for 90. Totals for 78 in the settlement payments, $2,300,000, and I'm not even going to get to the calculator on that. Nothing like screwing your client over. Look how long this keeps going. That's 1980. So the
paying out money for tours that never happened because Elvis was dead.
Okay, so Parker was paid out $4,313,000. So let's look at that. Just
He's already in excess of 14 million since Elvis died.
4,313,123 is 18 million in today's money. Now the estate got more in payments, and that's 7,021. I don't know why I just don't fucking round it up. I'm so anal about shit like 29 million. But what the fuck is Parker getting $4 million? Anyway, that's crazy.
You have to send me that exhibit and I can look over it and see.
You want me
Might
to
be
send it to you
something I've
right now?
already worked through. No, not you don't do right
Oh,
now. Just
oh,
at
oh,
some
that's
point.
right. I'm sorry, you're working.
Yeah.
Um,
It doesn't ring a bell, but it might want to look at it.
yeah, it's a long sheet of payouts over the. I guess what it was is that the settlement payments are supposed to be made after Tual was done, and it's just showing who got paid over those 3 years, or maybe those were payments supposed to be made during that time. Um, I don't know.
It
You
could have been like because there was a halt on payments until it was all figured out.
that's yeah,
That could have
that's
been.
that's
And
what.
I also want to put in here people complain about the fee that Tool asked for at the end of all of this. But what people have to keep in mind is that was to be Lisa's guardian ad litem until she was 18. I think he got like $100,000 or something. That's what he billed for.
Yeah.
But that was to do anything going forward until she was of age. So I don't feel like that was unreasonable. And people like, oh, he just ripped the estate off and charged.
Oh, we lost her. Um. Okay, well, till she comes back. So the money's paid to employees. Tom Diskin, 77. He got paid 2,500 for. This is for the CBS special. There was NBC payments. Joe Esposito, $500. Um, Tom Diskin. Why is he getting monies from royalties? I guess he was doing stuff for Boxcar.
Jesus, Patty Diskin, Mary Diskin, the whole fucking Diskin family living off Elvis. Nice.
The Diskin's children, their children's
Yeah,
children.
exactly.
I
Yeah,
mean, it's just God.
it's
And
nutty,
at the
isn't
heart
it?
of this, there is a 9-year-old little girl
Yeah.
who just lost her father.
Yeah,
So I think it's easy for people to go, oh, the estate, the estate, the estate. Replace that name with Lisa Marie
yeah.
because this was happening to her.
Yeah, it's they people lose focus of that, and to this day they still lose focus of Lisa Marie.
Who
It's
the fuck is this George Parkhill? Because every now and again he pops up.
he's a
George
producer, he's
Parkhill.
a director producer.
Jesus.
He produced and directed Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
He
Uh,
got
yeah.
nice money. Every now and again he got a couple of $1,000 every couple of weeks. Nice.
Well, I think that those were royalty payments to him that he was supposed to have gotten paid. These are payments that were supposed to have been paid to some of these people, like Park Hill. The other people were just ripoffs. But Park Hill was a director, so I would assume that this probably has something to do with what he never got paid for through Parker. So, like him, and there was another name, Tom Sarnoff. That sounds familiar. That's right. He's with NBC. So those stations, but everyone else, I'm with you, man. I don't know who O'Brien but I could tell you one thing. I know who Patty Diskin is or what group they are. Patty, like Amy said, the whole Diskin family and kids. Patty, Mary, you got Tom, you got Dick and Harry. It's crazy, but it's right. I mean, to this day, they disregard who Lisa really was.
No wonder she told every single one of them to go fuck themselves.
Yeah, and people wonder why. When she had to when she solved this shit and all the other stuff that went on for her life, and then she sees things like what's going on with somebody who takes a name and uses it for financial. No, it's no wonder that she basically gave a list. Never, never, ever again.
Yeah.
They've ruined their opportunity to be part of this family. Call yourself first cousin, second cousin. Call yourself their pet dog. I don't care. You don't deserve it when you do stuff like that. Okay, I got a photo from Amy. Let's see what she sent me. She's got the world at her fingertips. Oh, that's from Joe, not from Amy. Who's the guy? Is Joe there? You there, Joe?
I know.
Okay, who is this guy in the picture with
Park,
That's not Parker.
Park Hill.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You broke up when you said it.
Park Hill.
Okay, yeah. Here you go. This is Elvis with Park Hill, obviously receiving. Maybe George Park Hill is not the one that directed, but I know that
No,
there's a Park.
no. Charlie said in the chat, Parky was an RCA executive.
Yeah, but yeah, I confused him with. I think there was a Park Hill that directed, but I could be wrong.
Oh, that's right. I got a couple packages from Park Hill.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah,
Okay, so that's Park Hill, a little bloated there.
old ones.
He looks like Lamar.
Hi guys.
Oh, geez, there you go. How you doing?
Wow.
Fresh off of work.
Wow, you got nice hair.
Thanks.
Calm down, boy.
Sorry.
Yeah, here's a biscuit. All right, so let me see.
I'll send you a piece of it.
I don't know why that's doing that. That's kind of weird. Why it's not going all the way up the irritating. All right, so the comments are still coming through anyways. All right, so this one is from Zavin from Broadcast Music. Same thing, just the same.
Same roll.
Same thing, different. Yeah, this is from '79. The next one, we got CC Priscilla Presley. She was so freaking involved in all this shit.
She had a little stamp on everything, that's for sure.
She had a nose for money, that bitch.
So this is from broadcast from the law offices of. I would say this is probably the state's law offices. Maybe they're from Memphis, Tennessee, to Broadcast Music, regarding the state of Elvis Presley and his affiliation with BMI. Dear Joe, enclosed herein you will find the application for affiliation with BMI, presently unsigned by a representative of the estate of Elvis. At this time, I advise that there's only one ASCAP song which was written or co-written by Elvis Presley.
So that's when they were trying to get him his songwriter credits, because that had never been established.
Another screw.
That whole RCA BMI thing is such a screw job.
Parker was so tied in with that place.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they because
It was all such an incestuous pool of,
yeah, they had Eddie Arnold, I believe, or was it Hank Snow? One of the two. And
Parker was saying, Eddie Arnold.
I always get those two confused. I don't know why.
yeah, Eddie Arnold was the one saying "Make the World Go Away," and I really don't want to know. And he was the one that did the original releases on those. Hank Snow he was. I didn't particularly like Hank Snow.
Hank Snow had the son named Jimmy, right?
Say that again? Yeah, Jimmy Rogers, and then he turned to a preacher and started
And
preaching.
they preached against Elvis, yeah.
I know what it's like, man. I could feel it. I used
The
to.
beat.
It's the beat. Yeah, it's the beat.
Mm-hmm.
Don't
Jealous because of that.
Don't talk about the women that got me. Just it was the beat, man. Jimmy Rogers. The movie Elvis sure made him look like a fool.
Yeah.
I just want to be like you, Elvis. All
It's
right,
like
so
the we're pals, Spike. Ain't we, Spike? Aren't we? Yeah.
all right, so from Tual to Miss Priscilla. Okay, this pisses me off now. Or was she married at the time?
Hmm.
Mrs. Priscilla Presley.
Yeah. Conveniently.
Wow.
So if it says Mrs., don't you think it would have her if she was married? She wasn't married at this time.
No.
No, it's just trying to go back to like she was Elvis's widow.
Wrongful death action.
Oh, y'all are gonna love this one.
Okay.
This is how dumb this show is.
Let me take a sip of my tea.
Yeah, go ahead and get a gummy. So she didn't want to sue RCA, and she didn't want to sue the colonel. He was making it difficult in her defense. However, please read, and then we'll discuss.
Uh-oh.
Cam, did
All
you
right.
find
So
the
all right, I got my drink down.
Mhm.
It's nice raspberry tea. Dear Mrs. Presley, I know, dear Miss Presley, I'm just going to not accommodate them. As you are aware, I have been in touch with your attorney, Mr. Arthur Tual, and the executor's attorney, Mr. Beecher Smith, over the past several weeks discussing the possibility of a wrongful death action on behalf of Lisa Marie Presley against Dr. George Nicopoulos. Although Although the order appointing me as guardian ad litem, now Lisa is what age? This so
1980.
she's 12 years old.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's following a big suit, huh? Or also orders me to represent and defend the interest of Lisa Marie Presley. Therefore, I believe that I have the right as well as the duty to render my legal opinion as to the cause of action, which would best serve the interest of your daughter.
Yeah.
It is first of all my opinion that the statute of limitations is run on any wrongful death action against Dr. Nicopoulos. Vernon Presley was advised early in the administration of the estate as to the potential cause of action, and Mr. Presley chose not to pursue a case against Dr. Nicopoulos. In Tennessee, the statute of limitations is not told until a minor reaches majority, and in my opinion, Vernon Presley's inaction has allowed the statute of limitations to run. I understand from Arthur Tual that California law is to the contrary. However, California would certainly not be the proper jurisdiction for any wrongful death action. Assuming that we could cross the statute of limitations hurdle, the next major concern is the lawsuit itself. Could it be proven that Dr. Nick's medical treatment of Elvis was the cause of death? I do not think any of the lawyers involved in this case will give you any definitive answer to that question. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. Remind me to scroll up because I had to read it from over here. One positive factor is the criminal prosecution of Dr. Nicholas faces in the Tennessee criminal courts. Much of the evidence in pursuing wrongful death action against Dr. Nicopoulos could be obtained through the Attorney General's investigation of the case and the evidence that will be presented when the matter comes up for trial. As you know, Dr. Nicopoulos has been indicted by the Shelby County Grand Jury for excessive distribution of drugs. There is also a chance that the federal government may seek an indictment against Dr. Nicopoulos for the illegal distribution of drugs across state lines. Again, much of the proof would come from the federal and state investigations and evidence, which would certainly make our case easier. You must balance the above against the possibility of a worthless judgment, should you obtain one. Dr. Nicopoulos is already trying to establish a legal defense fund to pay his attorneys, and I do know that he has been extremely slow in paying his past legal bills. I have been able to determine that he does have medical malpractice insurance, but that the insurance carrier is trying to deny coverage. If the insurance carrier did get out through an exclusion, that any judgment would almost certainly be worthless.
Yeah. And also, he owed money still on the house that Elvis loaned him money for. So why did she think she was going to get a civil case against him? The very last page to that is the most important, though. So don't skip.
Okay, so looking at this lawsuit from Lisa Marie's point of view, to me, the greatest factor against filing suit would be the publicity of the gory details of Elvis's health, and the gory details of Elvis's health and drug problems that would be attendant with any trial. It would be a circus to try, in my opinion, with the media covering every aspect of the trial, like she would give a shit. Also, to date, Dr. 𝗘𝗃𝗧 has been relatively silent about his relationship with Elvis, you and Lisa Marie. Certainly a lawsuit against him would force him to damage Elvis as much as possible, and again, to publicize all the intimate details of his life with Elvis. No amount of money for Lisa Marie is worth that kind of trauma. Dr. 𝗘𝗃𝗧 may have been negligent in the care of Elvis. He may be criminally liable for this action, but may deserve to have a wrongful death case filed against him. But in my opinion, when you balance that against the statute of limitations hurdle and the publicity and exposure that would go with any civil trial, the decision would be made not to pursue any wrongful death action against Dr. Nick. The above opinion is based on my interpretation of the facts and the law and upon my beliefs as to what is in the best interest of Lisa Marie. Please feel free to secure whatever other legal opinions that you may have. And that's the end of that. That's from Blanchard Tual.
Yeah. Yeah. I think about what your daughter is going to have to be exposed to if we do this. Because a civil case is much different than a criminal.
And she never did anything, did she?
No, because he was broke. Why would you not sue 𝗟𝐶A? But you're going to sue.
Yeah, you can get a judgment, but
it's useless. Yeah.
What good it could do? How many judgments are sitting out there, on civil cases? OJ never paid a thing on his.
And where were any of them when Nick was over prescribing, intervening, and turning him into, I don't know, the board then? Call me crazy.
You're guilty by association. So if you're allowing it, you're handing these things to him that Dr. Nick's prescribing, and you're allowing, and even Priscilla, I'm sure she handed him stuff. I got news for you. You're with them, you're involved in it in one way or another, then that wrongful death should go against you too. You should be a co-defendant. So just go sue yourself, bitch. Unbelievable, huh? What do we got? I'm sorry, guys. I've been so into this, I haven't been paying attention to the comments. Natalie, Elvis was surrounded by, ain't that the truth, by leeches. No hearsay here, but look what happened to Christ. That's a new one to me. I've never knew this was attempted. Yeah, I didn't either until I read this. He didn't sue 𝗟𝐶A because he was having illegal backdoor deals with Steve Sholes.
You're talking about the Colonel having backdoor deals?
Yeah.
Well, I'm referencing Priscilla not suing 𝗟𝐶A, but she would sue somebody who's broke and already owes her daughter money.
Well, yeah, Steve Sholes died in '68, so those so if there were any backdoor deals, it was in the early stages. All I can see in my mind right now is that picture of that little boy with the peanut in his mouth, and how everyone ended up using him. Breaks my heart.
Yeah.
All
I see when this comes up is that picture of Elvis and Sam Phillips and Marion in front of his son, and he's got his arms around both of them, and he's just smiling really big.
And he thinks he's made, and he knows he's got it made. He doesn't know the turmoil, the storm that he's going to have to go through, and never know most of it when he died.
Yeah.
How much of this did he know?
He had no clue.
He had no clue.
He had no clue.
He had no clue. He was going in blind.
Because I think that the only thing that I could ever think of, and I don't believe this, But the only thing that I think about Elvis really staying on to that loyalty thing with Parker is that Parker had something on him. But I don't think he did. Not enough, because whatever would have been on Elvis would have been on Parker.
Mm-hmm.
So Parker would have never. See, the problem is when you start pointing your finger at somebody, you got three pointing back, and so they start investigating both sides.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And Parker didn't want that. He never wanted that, but he got it. It's just a shame that Elvis didn't discover these really nasty deals. And all it would have taken was one. To me, all it would have taken is one really good auditor to come in
Yeah.
and go through everything and do it like somewhere from 68 on.
Yeah. 68 to 73. And then there's still fuckheads out there that go, "Oh no, Elvis knew. How could Elvis be so? Elvis knew." No, he didn't.
Yeah, I got to get my mouse back over here. Okay.
He trusted. That was his fucking downfall. He trusted the wrong people.
Patty's right. Elvis never stood a chance.
No.
And also, where were his Memphis Mafia, these loyal people? Well, I think we pretty much learned that recently. They're just some of them were in Parker's pocket, if not all of them, in one way or another.
They
Yeah.
were all kissing his ass in some way or shape or form.
I mean, Joe was the little reporting back
Well,
snitch.
Joe was a bitch.
I would love to ask Larry that if he would actually answer it, but I don't think he would.
He might privately.
Maybe, yeah.
yeah, that would be. Let's see. Let's go over here. Well, did I did I tell you that would be interesting? Open some eyes. How many people knew everything?
And this is just the beginning of it. This is not even.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, we'll do. Yeah, we'll do a second part soon. Um, and I'll go through this, see if there's some more stuff I want to discuss on this original part. But I think we got the grasp of really what the freaking problem was here. But I
Thank
know
God.
that in the other part, there's a lot more spreadsheets in there. A lot more, what do you call it, charts?
Exhibits.
Yeah, exhibits. Yeah,
Yeah, the exhibits at the end. Yeah.
yeah. So,
There's tons of exhibits. I think that first one is 133 pages, and there's 6
yeah,
pages of exhibits. And I'm not sure the amended how many exhibits are in it.
yeah. There's a. Well, I tell you, I think I got. I just want to. Oh, I'm on the wrong fucking page now. Blanchard Tual. We got Well, I got an exhibit slide thing here, but that's for the second part.
Melissa, what's sad is that they got rid of Esposito and then Marty brought him back. Yeah, he guilted Elvis into bringing him back.
Natalie wants to know, will the slideshow be available to look at?
When we present it. Oh, this show. I'll have to think about that. And only because I haven't had too good of luck with people. Some people who I don't know who, of sharing them with outside the group, and
Some people just ruin it for everybody.
yeah, and I
not.
or with my acapella songs. I'm just like, I don't own the songs, but it was my creative part of making them a cappella.
Exactly.
And when you got a group and you wind up with what is it? One bad apple's always spoils the whole bunch.
Always.
And so I have to think about it, Natalie. Nothing against you or anybody else. It's just, I just that infuriated me when it came back.
Well, I'm just super protective of this whole story.
Yeah.
And I can't stand to see it told incorrectly, or slideshow taken and not interpreted correctly.
Yeah.
It unravels a whole thing that's just not necessary.
Now on this, anyway, yeah, I'll think about it. I'm not gonna make a decision now. I got to figure out because there's stuff in there that I don't really, the video we're doing. That's why I do the screen shares where you can't see the whole document.
Yeah.
I see people post the whole document up there, and there's ways around it, but there's nothing I shared today that I think would be proprietary, but I also don't want to be getting out there because it's not theirs to have.
Yeah, it's not theirs to have. And also, like when I used to post research all the time in a certain Facebook group, I've seen my stuff and they're not clearly. I didn't type this up. It's not, but I acquired it. Go find me somebody else who did because you won't.
Yeah.
But I've seen my stuff that I've paid to acquire behind somebody else's paid subscriptions, and that really pisses me off.
And that's one of the reasons why I learned that when Amy was telling me about about the documents and what was not to share, and then I got to thinking when I got the bankruptcy documents, that's one reason why you didn't see one document when I shared it. I broke it all down. You saw the breakdown, but I was not going to put that. What was that? 588 pages that thing was.
Yeah, it was a ton, and then plus the people don't understand that those things cost money, plus your time that goes into tracking it down and getting it, and it's very exhaustive.
Yeah, that thing cost. Well, I don't have any. Anybody can find out. I paid almost $300 for those documents because I believed in them to be what we needed and done. And there's other stuff we're looking at where it's gonna cost money along the way. But you know what? Look what we end up with.
Yeah,
a great discussion and just some some revelations to a lot of people. I don't, between Rhonda's the only one. And go check out. Oh, I need to say, you need to go check out Rhonda's videos with Amy and her have done 2 videos or one or 2.
I think we've done 4, and I mean we actually read through and then do commentary.
Yeah, so check them out because that's what got me going on this and interested in this and wanting to find out about it. And hers are really good. It's done very well, and I really enjoyed them, and that's what got me wanting to do this.
I think you 2 are the only 2 YouTubers who've cut. I mean, I know there's others that have done, but they've clearly just used ChatGPT or AI to do it. They haven't.
I don't think people. I think what happens is when people don't have the proper documents, I think it's too overwhelming for them.
Mm-hmm.
There's like everything's just like you said. It's either ChatGPT or Google, and that's why I reiterate over and over again. If anybody ever says, "Well, that's all ChatGPT,"
this is not ChatGPT.
It's not. ChatGPT is like if I threw it into a word processor or if I turned it into Word, but it just makes it quicker for me because they are able to sort everything out and create spreadsheets in seconds.
Yeah, it just basically breaks the sections down.
But I never say, I never go into, I've never used ChatGPT outside of pictures and stuff like that. But as far as actual documentation, I never go in there and say, okay, create me this, and this based around this and just, make a story out of it. I don't do that. The only time I do that is when I'm creating the scripts for my radio show characters, and that's it. And that's no different than. So,
and like some of these things I have, like I've had to go to Memphis to get them. So that's travel time. That's time away from my family.
Yeah.
It's money. There's just so much that goes into this that people have no clue. And I'm not going to sit here and yank my own dick about it either. But it's just not. Well, let me have that. Can you give that to me? No. I'm no.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Has any of your documents gotten out that you guys bought?
None of the documents I have never gotten out, but I know that. You answered.
Right. But I used to just post a ton just to inform people, and I tried to watermark things and whatever, and then it just went to shit.
Yeah.
One of my things I went to Memphis and got, and then somebody else took it off a private Facebook group, posted it, and then I said something to her, and I knew it was mine because of the way it was marked, and she argued with me that she got it from her brother, and I was like, no, you didn't. Like, just stop.
Yeah. Yeah, we got, and it's just, I've mentioned this before, and I'm just for the excitement of all, We're really excited.
Melissa said,
Couple,
before I knew Amy, I had seen some of her documents something around and had no idea it was from her work and time. The person posting it took total credit. And they always do.
oh,
They
idiot.
always do. Which is a real bitch move, to be honest. I mean, it really is.
Oh, thank you, Mary. Yeah, so I'm excited. We got some really cool stuff coming up that you guys are gonna enjoy, and I'm keeping it under wraps because I want it to be a surprise, sort of.
Surprise,
And
surprise.
yeah, you guys are gonna be thrilled about it. I think on two of the projects that I'm working on, or both of us are working on. We're doing a lot of research on it, and it's just exciting.
And a sweet angel behind the scenes, too. So,
Yes.
one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, we got it. We got a nice angel there, definitely. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I did. I learned a lot just going through it all because I was able to focus more on it than putting the presentation together. It just that letter of I hadn't read that letter to from Vernon.
Yeah, it's really sad.
Very interesting, but pisses you off so much. And how somebody could be so cruel.
And opportunistic, just so
Yeah,
sad.
right there, right there. What was that? What was it again? 7 days after he passed.
Hmm.
That letter. That's just unfathomable.
But the contracts were signed on the 17th. I think that was just like a follow-up letter. Like,
Who does that?
Yeah.
Who does that? I mean, who?
I mean, he basically scared him and said, if we don't act now, then somebody else can swoop in and take Elvis's name, image, and likeness. And then what will you do? You have to sign so I can keep doing this for you.
Okay. Surprise, surprise, surprise. There.
Mhm.
I've taken care of you all this time. I'll take care of you even farther.
Took care of himself, the dumb fuck.
You were pretty good, Kim. Better than I thought you would be.
I think
Oh
Kim
no,
was
I'm boiling, Joe. I'm boiling. I'm literally so angry. I'm speechless. It's just so fucking. And the sad thing is that the bullshit is still continuing. There's nothing. They took him for everything he was worth. He gave his life
Yep.
to try and fucking survive and provide for his daughter, and they are still doing it. And they think they have the right to it. They think that it's fair. They think that it's humane. It's fucking evil.
Yeah. And then when you parallel what happened to Lisa, I mean, it's freaking crazy.
A dream life, and it got turned into a nightmare.
Yeah.
Jesus. Can you imagine? I can't even begin to imagine how he must have felt, because inherently, on some level, he must have fucking known somewhere that 1 and 1 doesn't equal 2. And having that immense fucking level of exhaustion, knowing that I need to take a break here, but I literally cannot afford to do it, because if I do,
Yeah.
this whole shitstorm comes to an abrupt end, and then I'm in the shit.
Yeah. Thank you, Francis. Thank you much for joining us. I'm always glad to see you here. Everybody, I am. So next week we're going to go on a different topic right now, and I'll do the other part of Blanchard. I'll give it a couple of weeks so I can get it put together, or a little bit of period of time. We got June Wanako's book, Elvis, The Twilight of Memory, on Friday, 2 days. So that might be, I think that's gonna wind up being about a two. Well, of course, I did say Elvis, What Happened would be done at like 5. Shouldn't be much, and then we're gonna do Cheryl Nielsen, right, on Saturday.
Yeah.
On the interview. So, and we got three great songs. You're gonna like these, Kim. Hold on, let me pull up the folder for Inside the Studios. It's gonna be a new episode, and we're starting to get into some of the studio sessions. So I've got one in here because I knew Cam would love it. First of all, we're gonna be doing Beach Shack.
Oh,
Yeah. We're going to do the song Spin Out. So we threw a couple of movies in. We got enough time for 4 songs. So we're going to go to the gospel album, How Great Thou Art, those sessions. And we're going to do Run On.
Ah,
oh, I
that's a
love
great
that song.
song.
Now,
Yeah.
here's one that Cam's going to, if he does, anyways, Tomorrow is a long time.
Oh my God, that's one of my.
Oh,
That is one of my favorite. When does this happen? On Saturday?
Well, we're yeah, it'll be on our premiere on Saturday at noon. It's so we're gonna Cam and I we usually try to record on Thursday, so I just got to confirm tomorrow.
Okay, just set a
yeah,
time.
we can do
Just a
tomorrow.
reminder.
Okay, it's great songs. Beat Sec is hilarious, but that's really a good tune to listen to, and Run On all day long, and tomorrow's a long time.
Regular time tomorrow is
Yeah,
good.
so, yeah, 1 o'clock.
What?
Yeah.
Okay,
No
so cool.
Dominic the Bull?
What's that?
No Dominic the Bull?
No, he's out taking a shit right now.
Okay. Damn.
And like I said earlier, the radio station is going back to the UK, so expect some live radio shows. Well, I won't be able to get it. I might do one on this weekend. I got to check to see who, because want to get as many people involved in doing our first live broadcast on. I don't even know what theme I should call it. Just an open discussion for those who want to talk about events.
Current events.
Current events.
Call it open mic. People can talk
Oh,
about
that's
whatever they want.
Damn,
Open mic.
I like that. So it's open. It'll be live. You can call in if you want. I'm trying to create a general chat forum so everybody can chat. I'm going to throw some Elvis songs in there, but it's going to be a talk show, kind of like a podcast. And I'm actually going to take those and put them on a podcast, like on Sound. I'm going to create a podcast station. So any of the radio shows we do, like I'm going to do one on the Elvis-A-Z. So keep your notifications on, because I'm going to be popping some things out here real quick. I'm going to Joe and I are working on doing a live where we share our memorabilia.
Nice.
So we're going to do a live, and I'm going to share mine, and he's going to share his, and you guys can show us yours, and we can
You
just.
show me yours, I'll show you
He's got
mine.
stuff.
That'll be fun. It'll be just open talk. We'll show you stuff. It's just going to be all impromptu, and just a bunch of other stuff. The Friday night radio show is going to have to move to the midday, because it's just, as much as I love it, we can still keep the same theme like we do. There's no, what difference does it make if it's at noon or at midnight? Though the midnight kind of gives that kind of a cool feel. So this week's radio show is going to be at noon Eastern Standard Time. So because we got the 5 o'clock show and that gives us 3 hours before because the radio show isn't really taxing for me. It's not. You just kick back, like put your feet up. And Heather says, I would like all Elvis if I had the money. Oh, the memorabilia. If I hadn't, I would have known that you had your own channel, Rick. Natalie, what is your favorite Elvis album? All right, guys, we're at 2 hours and 40 minutes. I didn't really expect to go this. Well, actually, I kind of expected to go longer or as long. So this has been fun. Great chat. And I want to thank everybody. Thanks once again, I got to try to keep making this a habit. I got to go back to the other channel, don't I, to do this? I just need to make sure I'm consistent with it, because they're part of these shows like this. So Amy's channel, subscribe. She's at 831 as of this picture. And then Joe, and collecting King Elvis. And I forgot to mention the name, the Presley files for Amy. She's got some good videos up there, and we're going to start doing some simulcasting where we broadcast hers and mine at the same time on some of the lives. So that'll get kind of expand the audience and build up kind of get hopefully some kind of expectation that this one will be cool to watch. So, of course, they're all cool to watch. I don't even know what I'm talking about. The gummy is just now starting to kick in, guys. Just to let you know.
Are we done? Because I gotta go potty.
Yes.
Yeah, we're done. Thanks, guys. I'll see you later, Joe. Everybody, goodbye. Love you guys. You guys are the best in the freaking world. Bye.
Bye.